All right, let's see if this is happening. All right, all right, I think it's happening. All right, so I see Macho Tony has been waiting here to ask me a question, and just kind of let some time for people to find this live stream. See if anyone's around, chilling on a Friday night. Hey, Ali, Noel, what is up? All right, just a couple people here. Just give it a couple seconds. If you already have a something you might want to ask me or anything, just let me know. Just now's a good time. But let me say hi to everyone joining us early, like Michael G, Bell V, Delilah, Morales Music, Kirsten Slater, Lily Catherine, and OMFG Ali, I think, James Murphy, Kathy, Jesse Glove, Andre Bundy from Utah. What's up? NFNROPG, I don't know what that means. Jerry Pine Based Monster, Paige and Jesse and Brenda and Sarah from Australia. Good morning, I guess it is out there, huh? I'm not sure. Johnny, the Herbivore, K Drama, Loving Paws of Claremont, Peter Kren. How do you get your parents to go vegan? Don't ask me because I've had not much luck. In fact, zero luck. Um, let's see. Who else is coming on? Steven from Texas and Nookie Nooney and Alabama chick. Guess you're from Alabama. El Pay also no Tenny Penny. Hey, you're the one that leaves those weird comments sometimes, huh? Roderick and Leah Roos and Sam and Emma, Shannon and Emmanuel Albertson and King Arugula. Hey, how's it going? Thanks for the love there. Um, okay, it's gotten so fast now I can't say hi to everyone. So anyway, thanks guys for joining on. I've just been on maybe a minute or two already. We have almost 100 folks. So um cool. Thanks for joining me here on your Friday night here. I thought I'd get a little live stream and I haven't been able to get any in all week. Just timing wasn't right. And Andrew's gonna watch some band on YouTube now perform live at Coachella. I think a hip hop band or something like that. So I said, cool, I'll just come in and do a live stream since she mentioned who they were. I never heard of them, not my thing. So anyway, thoughts on coconut oil. Lots of mixed reviews about it. Yeah, good question, Delilah. I should really do a good episode on that. It's great, like, for a skin moisturizer. I put it on my hair quite often to soften, condition it, give it a good conditioning to soften it up. But yeah, I don't. Yeah, I try to avoid using hey, Byron, you should be in bed, bro. Is it like 2 in the morning there? Yeah, it's got saturated fat and all that. So I don't, I'm not a medical doctor or biochemist. I just try to minimize oils, basically. So let me move my mic back a little bit. Just try to minimize all oils, coconut oil included. In fact, we use no oil and cubic carb, baby. Angie's book, I don't think a lot of people realize how, all the recipes in here are fully oil free and all but one are gluten free as well. And it's kind of, you can use the bread optionally, if not wrap it in something else. But yeah, we're not big on using oil. Yeah, same thoughts about avocado oil, Amanda. Like, just we're not. I don't think I've even bought avocado oil, but yeah, we just kind of minimal use of oil, if at all. Let's see. Impossible Burger. I have not had the Impossible Burger yet, Peter, so I don't have an opinion on it. Protein powder, Roderick. Yeah, I got what's this brand? I know you guys don't know. It's like Nutiva or something like that. They sent us a protein thing and a vegan cuts box, and we got not more protein powder. But I remember Angie was watching a video, and Sasha Morava actually liked it in the sense it doesn't taste like protein. You know that protein taste. So I tried it, and it's actually decent. And often when I get back from the gym, it's some kind of hemp powder. It's nothing crazy, I just sprinkle a little bit in my smoothie, have it with the bananas and fruit and everything. Is it doing anything? I have no freaking idea, but it's like since I got it, it's free. Don't want it to go to waste, so I'm putting a little bit in my smoothies. Why does Angie always use vanilla powder and not liquid vanilla extract? I don't know. If Angie comes in and you're still here, Nookie Noonie, ask her that one. Never used Sunwear. I just use the ones that I've kind of picked up for free. When I went to Expo West, they left a way to contact us if we're influencers. So maybe I'll contact them again and hook up, get some more, and maybe get a discount code if you guys are into it. But it actually tastes pretty good. I'm not trying to sell it. I'm not hooked up with them yet. But the reason why I'm using it instead of throwing it in the garbage or giving it to like a weightlifting buddy is it actually doesn't taste that bad. I guess because it tastes like hemp. It doesn't have that weird protein bar flavor that I really just don't like at all. So anyway, Angie ate the Beyond Burger. Um, Canola oil. I don't think Angie's is what's the word I'm looking for? Paranoid, I guess, about canola oil, which is really toxic. Like, is canola oil more toxic than anything? And secondly, it's something she just had like one time. And I'm sure if we go to restaurants, like vegan restaurants, they'll probably have some oil in there like that, like coconut oil. So I've learned, like, again, I'm not trying to be the most perfect, healthiest eating vegan on the planet. What we eat day in and day out, like 98% of our food is whole food plants, no freaking oil. So considering that Angie and I are both, healthy, have good body weights and are fit, I think if this toxic canola oil is not going to really like take any days or years off of our lives if we eat some on occasion when we eat out at restaurants. When I go to restaurants, I can't ask them to look for a list of ingredients of every single thing. I'm surprised that you even knew that fact about canola oil and Impossible Burgers. So anyway, I'm saying if you're eating healthy day in and day out, you can probably go and have a salty, oily meal once in a while. Like I had some garlic last night. I went to a restaurant and, there was garlic in it. And I tried to tell him to minimize it, put as little in, don't throw any cloves on my food, please. So, yeah. Again, I'm not striving to be this 100% perfectly, always healthily eating vegan. You guys see, we eat really good at home. And then we go out and then all bets are off because, vegan restaurants aren't really concerned about health. They're concerned about making tasty stuff that'll get people back. Anyway, so what are you guys talking about here? Sexy truck driver. I have no tips for that. Sorry. Um, yeah, why is what do people want to know about candida? I'm not an expert in candida. I've never had candida or diabetes or pre-diabetes or anything like that. I know it's on a continuum a little bit I know about it, so I'm probably not the best expert to talk about candida. The only bits I know, and I don't know how true it is, that it's not caused from carbohydrates, or else obviously I should have it. It's kind of on the range, the spectrum of diabetes, of too much fat in the cells. If someone knows more that has a link, let me know. But yeah, it's again, our show is not like look at what a great medical expert I am, because I'm not. You guys know I was not trained in medicine. I was trained in philosophy, logic, psychology, experimental research. So anyway, what I'm saying is, I don't know all the causes of candida or what is the exact cause. I only can talk about what I've experienced. I've experienced weight gain, weight loss, other things like that. But candida is not on my resume. If it were, I would know a lot more about it. Let's see. So what else are you guys talking about? Is the hair shedding a nutrient deficiency? Are you having some kind of hair problem there, plus size to plant-based? Let me know more about that. Again, I've not had real hair shedding to talk about, other than I'm like 50 and my hair's not as full now as say when I was 30, but that just kind of goes with, being alive and aging. Let's see. How does garlic and onions mess with me, Andre? Good question. And again, this is not a health thing. This is a personal preference thing. And if you don't care about this personal preference, fine, eat all the garlic you want. It doesn't bother me one bit. But I mean, it doesn't bother me what you do, unless I get really close to you and try to kiss you or something, because that's where it bothers me. I don't like having, at least my body. Some people say this doesn't happen to them. I'm a little skeptical, but I believe you. Anyway, I smell like garlic for at least 2, maybe 3 days after. And I'm sure most of you guys do too. And I prefer not to have a food hijack my natural smell. It bothers me. It bothers Angie, especially we're getting, kissing and stuff like that. She's not too hip on it. And I'm not too hip on it when she smells like garlic either. So it's just personal preferences, So again, if that doesn't bother you, have at it. Have all the garlic you want. Go to garlic festivals. Joe's podcast. I don't think he'd ever invite me on his podcast. I'm just too small time. I'm just a thorn in the side of a guy who has a big giant podcast. Why would he give a crap about me? Let's see, what else you guys talking about? Did I find any great products and natural products at Expo West that I enjoy now and use regularly? Let me think. Um, yeah, vegan Robs. Whenever I can find vegan Robs, I'm down. I'm lucky that Thrive has some vegan Robs. So when Angie got a Thrive box, she got some vegan Robs thrown into it. So what else? That's probably the one that's the most part of my life. How do I feel about magic mushrooms? Tell me, what do you guys think I think about magic mushrooms? What's your expectation or belief about what I think about magic mushrooms? And I'll answer it in a bit. Um, Vegan force can. I don't know anything about that condition. Again, yeah, thanks for asking, but yeah, I've never experienced it myself, so I wouldn't have much to say about that. Um, Veg W me. Yeah, the Impossible Burger supposedly had to have some animal testing done one time at the request of the USDA because one of the ingredients in there has not been part of the United States food supply. So they tested it once, done and over. It's not like they have to keep continually testing. So any other vegan or just, innovative food companies come to market with that ingredient, it will not have to be tested on animals at any point in the future. And I know this happened to Hampton Creek, and they made it explicitly clear no animals were harmed or killed or anything. They did it reluctantly just because the USDA is so backwards and dumb. They have no idea that mung bean is part of the food supply, even though it's been eaten across the world for, I don't know, thousands of years. It's an ancient Indian dish, part of ancient Indian dishes. So anyway, that's that. I don't hold it against them. You just have to look at the greater good. They're trying to introduce products that will replace killing animals. So if Hampton Creek had to perform a test on an animal that never got killed, so they can put mung beans into food, and that can happen now forever for every other company that comes there after them. I'm not going to like call Josh Chetrick some kind of hypocrite or anything like that. It's just how they have to react to this whole system they're in, that the USDA is kind of dumb. They don't understand mung bean is food. I don't understand how they don't understand that. I mean, it's just so basic. Just go down to the store, you'll find mung beans. So anyway, that's that. Okay, cool. I'm glad you like that explanation, Veg WME. I mean, you just have to look at the big picture, especially like to Hampton Creek. They didn't kill any animals in their test for the USDA. Anyway, magic mushrooms are vegan, so eat them. Well, yeah, magic mushrooms are vegan. So yeah, I didn't see. Did you guys have um Let's see. Okay, what do you think? I like to be in control of my faculties, and that magic mushrooms go against that. I've done magic mushrooms in my past, and I've had great experiences on them. Generally speaking, yeah. I don't know what you guys want me to say about them. They're not like a drug. You don't get addicted to them. In fact, if you try to take them like again, like right after or the next day, they just don't work. So it's like impossible to get addicted on them. And if you're faced with the ray, like you got to take some psychedelic drug or something like that, I think that's a safer way to go than LSD. For one, it doesn't last for like 12 to 15 hours. Secondly, it's not made by some chemist of unknown reputation, and who knows how ethically it was made, as far as like putting in gnarly chemicals that you don't want in your brain and body, metabolizing. So yeah, I'd say if you have to go down that path, one that was grown in nature, is probably the way to go. Anyway, let's see. um I'm a savage. Why is that, Adan? Why? Angie's watching a band perform live on Coachella right now that I've never heard of, not into. So I told her, all right, you can do that. I'm gonna live stream because I have not live streamed this week. Um, let's see. So, what does race lover say about magic mushrooms? I'm not saying not to do magic mushrooms. I'm not saying I don't like them either. Yeah, I'm with you on that race lever. I'm not saying don't do them because people will do as they please. But if you're going to do something off in that category, that class of tryptamine hallucinogens, if you will, I think that's your safest bet. And, the most organic, grown outside under nature's gods, whatever, sunlight, soil, as opposed to a wacky former meth head chemist lab. Thoughts on ayahuasca? I can't believe how popular it's gone. You see it on TV shows all the time. I first learned about it in the early to mid 90s before there was like this whole tourism industry set up for like, people from America, the United States of America to go there and be catered to take ayahuasca. I just think it's kind of weird, I don't think that chemical is supposed to cater to that kind of industry. It's, a very sacred experience. Let's see. Do I have a day job? And no, I've never done ayahuasca. I just have respect for it from everything I've read and studied about it. Let's see. Which websites do I use for video research? Gabby, to be completely honest with you, Google is very often, but not always, a first stop. It'll lead me where I need to go most often or not. Another website I use quite often is nutritionfacts.org. You can search their videos by topic. So if you're looking for, say, heart disease, type in heart disease. If you want to find videos on broccoli, type in broccoli, and it pulls up, whatever they have on their library. So anyway, good question there. Do I think humans are starchivore? If you mean eating only starches, no, obviously not. Just like we're not fruitivores, whatever, frugivores, eating only fruit. We're meant to eat all these foods that nature put here for us, that are edible for us. So yeah, all this stuff, grains, starches, fruits, vegetables. Why restrict down to just one, right? It doesn't make any freaking sense. Is bowel cleansing unhealthy? What is bowel cleansing exactly entail? How do you clean your bowels? Let's see, PubMed. Yeah, PubMed. I mean, often I said Google will lead to articles on PubMed, but I don't have I'm not a student. I'm not fortunate enough, or a teacher. I'm not fortunate enough to get the entire articles. A lot of people get mad. How come you didn't show the entire article or read because I don't have it. I'm not in school. I'm not lucky like you guys that, you get to have full access to all these scientific articles. Let's see. Byron, great point. Yeah, eat lots of fiber. Yeah, that's what I was wondering. Like, what do you hope? Like, why do you need a colon or cleanse or anything like that? A butt cleanse or anything like that? Yeah, I mean, if you're eating like I do, you're pooping several times a day. It's like, it's not a problem. Tapioca? No, I don't really have that. Okay, Dr. Zay's day job apart from YouTube. Well, I mean, I do lots of stuff. I mean, you guys can, tell, I make YouTube videos. I have our whole business of like e-commerce, like our books, t-shirts, which requires a bit of my time as well. Like, getting stuff manufactured, ordered, picked up, sorted, orders fulfilled. I do music, as you guys know. I'm working on my 10th album right now, our Love Spirals album, our 5th Love Spirals album. So yeah, I've got multiple streams of income. So that's what I've always been into since like my 20s. I always figured it's best to have multiple streams of income. So yeah, right now YouTube is the biggest source, the biggest stream, I'd say. It's up there. It's chill. Yeah, it's chill being your own boss. You just have to be disciplined so you don't F off, and just say blow it off. But I'm very passionate and motivated about all the stuff I do, about our music, about making YouTube videos. So I'm kind of naturally always focused on working. And sometimes it's a beautiful day, I'll take the day off, go surfing or something like that. Let's see. Oh, thanks, Orlando International. He said that video about that all meat guy was epic. You're welcome. I'm glad you appreciated that. Yeah, as soon as I heard a former doctor, lost his license to practice medicine because of incompetence and other reasons. Anyway, I'm glad you like that. When I heard his blood results were out, I wanted to have a look. So yeah, I was quite fascinated. So I haven't seen that video. Watch it as soon as you're done with this live stream for sure. Yes, testosterone levels were like, yeah, even low for a 100-year-old man, even low for a woman. He just had super low testosterone levels. But he had an explanation for it that wasn't based in any science, just some theory he had that makes him feel good. Oh, hey, Henry, vegan taco trucks in LA. Hell yeah, hell yeah. Cena Vegan, spelled Cena. Look up them, Cena Vegan. If you're right now, they're if you know where Donut Friend is, and I think Highland Park, I think they should be there. I don't want to tell you go there today, and today's the day they're off, but yeah, they're really, really, really good. Um, Another one that comes up quite a lot is Taqueria Venganza, Venganza. They're from Oakland, but he's based down here quite often. So check them out. They do a lot of pop ups. Our friend Jeanette, that you see in a lot of our vlogs, or Janet, hers is called Just Vegana. So look for her too. She's at a lot of the pop-ups we do. She doesn't have a truck, but as far as trucks go, Cena Vegan, Cena. They're around all over, and I tell you, I think they're around tonight till maybe 9 or 10 in Highland Park at Donut Friend. So Google it, look for them on Instagram. They talk about that. Yeah, vegan taco trucks are definitely my wheelhouse, Byron. Yeah, yeah. There's just so much good vegan Mexican food that's come to be really popular. There's so many great vegan Mexican food makers here in LA now. I mean, 3 years ago wasn't many, and now there's so many, and it's an awesome time to eat vegan Mexican food. You're drunk right now. Meat is murder. I could tell from how you misspelled drunk. Would our bombing Syria lead to World War III? And it's gonna happen. I sure as hell hope not. Um, do I use a vegan doctor? Great question. Loving pause. No, but where I go, even though there's different doctors and physicians assistants that work at this place I go to, I always get the same guy. He's not vegan. This is where I go when I get my blood tests too. He's not vegan, but he's really what's the word? I don't want to say if not knowledgeable, but he's not hostile to vegans or me. He sees like I'm like twice his age, and he sees how I'm like fitter and healthier and energetic. My blood labs always come back really good. My blood pressure, which I don't put on the videos for you because it's hard to show blood pressure. I mean, everything's just tight and solid. So he's really cool about me being vegan. He doesn't give me any crap or anything. So yeah, if you can't find a vegan doctor, at the very least, guys, try to find a doctor or nurse practitioner that's not hostile towards vegans. The ones that say, "Oh, you're vegan. Oh, you're gonna have to take all these iron and calcium and B12 and vitamin D supplements." But yeah, Dr. Sean Baker, he's nothing but me, is like low in vitamin D. So it's a bunch of crap. So yeah, try to find a non-hostile health partner. If I drink wine, what's my favorite vegan wine? I don't really drink much wine right now, Amanda. On our anniversary from the year before, we went to Sebastopol in Sonoma County here in California, and our favorite winery there is called Wine Horse. No, not Wine Horse, Wind Horse. Wine Horse. I do that all the time as a joke. Okay, that's why I shouldn't say these things all the time. Yeah, Iron Horse. Shoot, let me Google that. I don't have the right browser open. Look up. I think it's Iron Horse in Sonoma County. That's our favorite winery. Anyway, let's see. And I didn't even have their wine. We had a sparkling champagne there. Can veganism cure depression? No idea, Will. I've heard it can help. It can help raise serotonin levels, which low serotonin levels have been associated with a symptom or maybe even a cause of depression. I don't know, but it's worth a shot. Let's see. New shirts. Yeah, we need a new design, huh? I'm thinking about making a new design that has nothing to do with happy, healthy, vegan, just like a cool phrase that I like to say sometimes on the show. And I'll keep you guessing. I'm not going to say which it is, but if you watch our vlogs, you will have a good guess. Please put out a ladies fitted tee again. Well, Sky, yeah, we don't have a tee right now. You're absolutely wait. Don't we have the blue shirts on our? If we have I forgot if we have the blue tees. Check our site. I know for sure we have the purple tees right now. The purple tanks, I should say, and those are fitted for ladies. Yeah, I think I didn't reorder any more of the blue tees right now. So yeah, okay, we'll get some more ladies, full on lady stuff for sure. Let's see. Have I ever been in a flotation tank? Yeah, one time in the 90s or twice. It was not as awesome as some people make it out to be. Do I like Bruce Springsteen, Cam? Sorry for any fans of the Boss. No, I've never been a Bruce Springsteen fan. I just never got into his music. And not to say I haven't heard any, decent songs from him, but I've just never connected on a big emotional level. Ooh, that's a good guess, Nookie Noonie. Yeah. Um, okay, veg, you cured your depression. Awesome. Ever drop acid? You're talking about LSD. Yeah, I have in the past, and I don't recommend it. It just lasts way too long. Like I said, this is a long time ago. Last time I remember taking it, I only did it a few times. Like in my early 20s, like what, 30 years ago, 25 years ago. Yeah, and you never know how it was made, who made it, if they put other stuff in it, to fill it up. So that's why I recommend don't use an unknown chemist as your chemist. Use nature as your chemist if you have to go down that road. Anyway, yeah, you got that right, race lever. Yeah, much better. That greater than. Uh huh. Okay. Um, do I like Scarface the movie? I haven't seen it in a while. Let's see. Do I like hip hop? Angie's our hip hop fan. I like old school hip hop. She likes the more new stuff, the trap kind of stuff, I don't know, but yeah, I like the old school hip hop, 90s West Coast stuff, the whole, you know, the Chronic stuff like that, and kind of some of the Death Row stuff. But yeah, um, ever shoot a gun? Yes, I did shoot in an indoor gun range a couple times in the 90s, and yeah, it's all right. Didn't find it all that exciting or anything like that. How long do I train in a day? Depends what I'm doing. Today I just went out for an easy 1 hour ride on the bike. Yesterday I played basketball for like 2 hours, almost 2 hours, maybe an hour and 55 minutes, and then like lifted weights for another 35 minutes after that. So that was pretty big. Where am I from originally? Los Angeles, California. Born and raised in Southern Cal. Brian Clement says fruits are bad for health. I'll take a look at it. I mean, Jesus, what do they want people to eat? Oh, meat, huh? Um, have I had any life-changing, like psychedelic experiences? Wow, you guys are really curious about that today. What's up with that? How come that's so big? Yeah, yeah, for sure. I mean, yeah, I've had some really deep, profound experiences, but I find it's the kind of thing where you've heard other people say this, hopefully, but it's the kind of thing where you don't need to continually go back. You can learn something and you can choose to like absorb it and like put it into practice in your life, or forget about it and just think, oh, I was just partying, I was just tripping hard. It's like, I find it like the kind of enlightenments I've learned from there, I've tried to put into practice. Buddhism helps with that too. So yeah, hope I answered your question there. Let's see, who or what inspired me to go vegan? Just knowing that animals don't have to die when I eat food. That's inspiration enough. And then everything else I learned on top of that since that moment. Um, let's see. Oh man, it's going kind of quickly now. Sorry if I'm missing some of your questions now. Now, when we're like around 200 viewers, it becomes that much more tough for me to do it. I see your question there. How do I deal with haters? Know that when they're attacking you, what they're saying is usually just full of crap. They're either making stuff up, and often they're just projecting. Not always, but like 9 out of 10 haters are projecting insecurities about themselves. The crap they're saying about you is really that little voice in the back of their head that talks to them about their issues and insecurities. So yeah, it is hurtful to see someone just go off and say all this crap about you, but often I laugh. Instead of getting bummed, I just kind of roll on the floor with some laughter. Like, geez, like, where are they pulling this crap out? This has nothing to do with anything about me. So yeah, I just realized haters are usually full of crap. Usually they are full of crap. No, it's because High Carb Hannah is doing it. Yeah, I heard about that. Yeah, I didn't see her video, but I saw the title. I didn't bother to click it. I just say, hey, why travel to Peru when you could just do a great, if you want a hardcore experience, do like 5 grams of dried psilocybin mushrooms in your tiny house there in Arizona, and it won't matter if you're in Peru or Arizona or the moon. You're gonna like see some intense and experience some intense experiences there. So that's my tip. If you happen to be watching this, Hannah, you don't need to go to Peru. If you want to have a trip, a vacation, I mean, that kind of trip, a vacation, and experience in that sense, cool. Um, I just I tell you, I've known about ayahuasca since the '90s. I've researched a lot about it. I just find it kind of exploiting how there's this whole industry now set up for Americans to come and do ayahuasca in Peru. I'm just not a big fan of that. Um, yeah, I've heard about that, Dr. Zayish. Yeah, a lot of these so-called Peruvian ayahuasca shamans are just fake because when, the Americans get there, they don't know who's legit and who's just trying to cash in off, these eager Americans. I say stay home, get serious, take 3 to 5 grams of dried psilocybin mushrooms. You won't need to go to Peru and take ayahuasca. You will be fully immersed in that crazy realm. All right, anyway. Can bad trips lead to becoming a Republican? Wow, I would hope not. Yeah, no experience I ever had in that realm led me to think, yeah, the GOP, the right wing, is totally right. In fact, they're the ones usually totally against these kind of these chemicals or substances. So anyway, um, yeah, right. You could take San Pedro cactus yourself. You can take magic mushrooms yourself. You don't need to go to Peru and have an ayahuasquero who of legitimate or dubious authenticity and intention, give it to you. Um, let's see. Any upcoming debates? No, I'm not like Vegan Gains. I wish I were more proactive, looking for debates. So yeah, I don't have anyone to debate at the moment. I've ever had a bad trip. I don't even know what a bad trip is exactly. I mean, there's uncomfortable moments when you go into that realm, and you just have to learn how to not panic, how to not freak out. Maybe that's one reason why I'm kind of calm. Maybe it goes back to those experiences from my past, So, yeah, you gotta. Here's my number one tip for all you cosmonauts out there. It's all about letting go of your ego, the thing that controls your thoughts and how you process information. It's all about more being an open observer, not having any identity about who you are, what your history is, anything like that. Just let go. And the more you can do that, the more meaningful your experience will be, the more pleasant, and the less bad stuff happens. So anyway, enough of my opinions on this esoteric topic here. Thought of doing a triathlon protein. No, just because my swimming technique is pure crap, very inefficient. And I know it takes a lot to work on it. Yeah, I can swim, obviously, but it's really not an efficient stroke by any standard. So I would totally get killed on the swim, is what I'm saying. Let's see. Favorite musicians lines work. I got way too many. Not enough time here. Favorite food of all time. Gosh, I don't know. I know all that food wait in San Diego. If you watch our vlog from Wednesday, that was really, really good stuff. I won't say it's my favorite food of all time necessarily, but man, that was some really friggin' good eating. Yeah, Sarah Greg, live in the moment. But yeah, when you're in that realm I was just talking about, you just want to be in the moment. Just be. You want to just be the essence of being, not who you are, what your beliefs and preferences are. Just let that all go. Don't even forget your name, forget your gender, forget everything. You're just a conscious being. And that's what's kind of cool about if you really get into yoga and start doing it seriously. You experience that loss of ego, that dissolves. That's as I said, you kind of learn about that. At least I did in the 90s, while on psychedelic mushrooms at the time. And then after a while, you learn you don't need. They just pointed the way. It was like, hey, look at this. You probably didn't know this growing up in the United States, that ego loss is not something that's valued. So anyway, yeah, I learned about it and then found it in other practices like Buddhism and yoga. Okay, thanks for the tip there. Adventures on Vancouver Island. I should do a video debunking Paleo Mom. I've never even heard of Paleo Mom. Really, there's such a thing? What is she saying? I'd be quite interested. Can I use steroids safely? Why in the hell do you want to use steroids, Will Reyes? Are you unable to build muscle without kind of like cheating or something? I was curious why people want to do that. Anyway, what aren't my favorite food? Bananas? I mean, I have bananas every day, but it's not like they're my favorite food in the world. I don't, they're just bananas. Um, you became all right with one of your emotional experiences. Well, I guess it can happen, huh? You dissolve ego, you see the creator and aliens, and all of a sudden you realize, oh my God, right wing is the answer. I don't know. It's a hard scenario to buy, but if it happened to you, awesome. Um, Weight loss tips, Griffin. Yeah, we're not really like I don't try to market ourselves as a weight loss channel. You never hear me like some other YouTuber, vegan YouTubers. It's all about weight loss, everything about weight loss. Come to me for weight loss. We don't have weight loss challenges or stuff like that. Um, but I mean, obviously I've experienced weight loss. I used to weigh 240 pounds and I weigh 185. So obviously, what I'm doing, eating high carb, low fat, vegan, and getting some decent exercise, nothing hardcore. You don't have to train like you're training for the Olympics, but yeah, some exercise, eating high carb, low fat, and getting sufficient calories, and rest is important. Lewis Kim, thanks for the super chat tip there. How long have I been vegan? I went fully vegan 100% in the fall of 2010, but I was partially vegan a few times before that. So yeah, 2010 full on. Haven't looked back since. What kind of yoga have I practiced? Yeah, I don't practice that much anymore. Angie's the one that does it at least twice a week, and it's basically Kundalini yoga as taught by like Yogi Bhajan, if you know what that means, as opposed to like the more popular Hatha yogas that you see around town and stuff like that. But yeah, Kundalini resonates with us both. Um, let's see. Wow, Groovy Lisa, you lost a lot of weight too. Wow, that's what I lost too. Like I said, I have no particular tips other than eating high carb, low fat, eating, what I want. I never said I'm going to eat high carb, low fat, but kind of restrict, just kind of eat maybe 80% full or something like that. No, I was 8 till I was full, got good exercise, just eating well. Really, that's probably the best thing I can say that worked for me. Just eating good food. And during that time, yeah, minimizing the junk food. Maybe I'd still get some at restaurants like I do now. But if I was really serious, if you feel like your number one priority right now is to lose weight, my tip would be to eat, yeah, stuff like, doesn't have to be our book, but high carb, low fat stuff, like stuff and keep it carb, baby. Get the exercise, moderate exercise, if not more, but at least some moderate exercise. And don't get any of the processed food. Stay away from restaurants until you feel like you're at a weight that you're happy with. Because when you go to the restaurants, you're going to get all the salt that'll bloat you. You're going to get the oils and the stuff that that you're trying to minimize. So yeah, control what you can as much as you can when you're having like an intense weight loss period. And once you have a cool weight, like I'm totally happy with my weight, I can go out to the restaurants, no problem. Yeah, Byron, you got it. Low salt, plenty of water. Yeah, plenty of water. That goes without saying. I should have mentioned that. Plenty of freaking water. Yeah, and like I said, sleep is good too. Maca powder and stuff like that. No, Alex, we're not into any superfoods whatsoever. No, I mean, often superfoods are quite expensive. And as I learned, because we tried that back in 2011, 12, somewhere right in there. And I figured I just could put that money into just buying better and more food, stuff you eat, stuff that gives you sustenance, calories, and nutrition. So yeah, instead of spending money on superfoods, my personal opinion is put that money into food. Sounds reasonable, right? And simple. Um, let's see. Max Eigen. No, never heard of that. Yeah, Alvar, our recipe book is a PDF. Yeah, on our website, happyhealthyvegan.org. You can order the physical book or you can download the PDF. And the PDF, we've lowered the price down to $12.99. We've lowered it to $12.99 during the Christmas holidays and just kind of left it the same ever since. So yeah, $12.99, you'll get a PDF download. You can do it right now. And in fact, if you order it, I'll get a little notification here and I'll give you a little shout out. Let's see. I don't understand this talk about beans here. Let's see. Let's see. The vegan runner. We talk about weight loss here. What are you doing? You're vegan, you're eating predominantly plants, no oil, and you can't lose weight. See, yeah, this is why I don't profess to be a weight loss expert because I really can't say. There's a lot of variables. Like, what do you weigh right now, and what do you think your ideal weight is? Like, if you're overweight now, how many pounds overweight do you think you are? And also, have you done any like stuff like what they do on The Biggest Loser. Because remember, I made a video a couple years ago about a study done on Biggest Loser contestants, and they found that they've done so much fasting or calorie restriction that their bodies have permanently become more efficient, which is bad at burning calories because it hangs on to the calories since the body was being starved for so long. So for if you've done any long-term like calorie restriction, it seems that it's harder to burn through calories because your body's like, oh, we got calories, we got to hang on to them. So I've never done that myself personally, so I can't speak to that firsthand, but I have read the research on it. It was called like the Biggest Loser study. I mean, it has a more official name than that, but if you Google like Biggest Loser um, metabolic damage study, you should be able to find that information I'm talking about. Let's see. Is Xenu real in Scientology? No. um, let's see. We asking weird questions here about now Eddie Van Halen. Let's see. Let's see. Will I debate Joe Rogan live? Yes, I would totally go on Joe Rogan's show. However, if I were to go on, I would love to have also a vegan doctor sitting next to me. So otherwise, it's just two bros, me and Joe, going at it. And whenever Joe says something crazy, and if I refute it, he'll just say, "No, you don't know what you're talking about." I'd rather have a vegan doctor sitting next to me say, "No, this is actually right. And here's the studies that prove why Ryan just said is correct." So that's my only little caveat. Cool, thanks, Mohawk Monkey. Me and Mike the vegan are awesome. I'll agree with that, just because Mike is awesome. Cool, Coral Crumb. Thank you, thank you. Um, I should trade fans with vegan gains. I don't know what his fans are like. If they're chill or are they kind of more high amped like he is. I don't know. I'm cool. I love our fans. I like our viewers. Our followers are awesome. You know, we don't have as many as vegan gains, but you guys are totally rad. And that's one reason why I enjoy coming on live on my Friday night and spending time with you. Let's see, 7:40. Angie's Coachella band should be finishing up pretty soon. So I'm not sure how long this live stream will be tonight. Just letting you know, I wasn't planning on being on for 2 hours or anything like that. Um, let's see, vegan meal ideas for dorm room. Great question, Jamie. Since I'm far past that stage in my life, no, I don't have any good dorm room tips for you. I'm sorry. Um, let's see, favorite food. Well, on a daily basis, bananas, golden haze, my favorite food of all time, and we're getting really close to it. Local, fresh California cherries. God, I go nuts on cherry season. I go crazy. Sometimes I'll spend like 30 bucks, 40 bucks just buying a boat ton of cherries and eating them every friggin' night. I love ripe California cherries. So good, man. It really gets me excited. Um, let's see. Oh, thanks, guys. You guys being really nice out there in the comments. Thanks so much. How do you deal with family who don't agree with vegans, Golden Haze? Just be cool, be an example instead of being argumentative with them, because it's one thing if you go up and do some kind of like Earthlings, Joey Carpstrong thing, start getting in their face about morality and animal killing and stuff like that. Your family members will just shut you down. I'm not bagging on Joey. That's cool to do out in public with strangers, but with your family, no. Okay, strangers, and especially if you're filming it for YouTube, yes. Family meal, no. All right, so just be cool. Be a shining example. Be a shining example of what healthy, happy vegans like. Not all vegans are crazy or not crazy, but that's what I'm looking for. Um, aggressive, yelling at you, superior kind of vibe. Just be a normal person who happens to not eat any meat and dairy products. And after a while, since they're family, they'll see you over time, over 6 months, over a year. They'll say, "Wow, Ryan's looking really good. He's really healthy. He runs all this stuff. He's lifting weights, playing basketball with the kids, and he doesn't eat any meat. Wow, I guess vegan diets aren't that bad for you." So I was saying, just try to be a good, shining example. And they will ask questions. They should, unless they're really egocentric and narcissistic. Barring that, they will probably start asking you questions. It's just a matter of when. No, Hitler was not vegan. Well, that's a myth. Um, let's see. Favorite vegan dish? I tell you, I don't know. Watch our vlog from Wednesday, eating vegan in San Diego. We ate some amazing stuff. Let's see. Um, Hi, Karen A. How you doing? I heard something about White Castle offering a vegan burger now, but I didn't read it because there's not really that many White Castles out here. So I guess I'm not as excited about some of you guys are. Hey, Alvar, cool. You just subbed to Humanely Vegan. Okay, cool. Hope you're subbed to us too. Um, what do you suggest to help with to lower your high cholesterol, Vanessa? Great question. Since I just did some blood test videos, doctor wants to put you on statin meds, I guess, and you want to try to get it lowered naturally. All right, Vanessa. First of all, question: are you vegan? So if you are vegan, cool. You're not getting dietary cholesterol that you get from pretty much all animal products. So if you're not vegan, go vegan. Secondly, if you are vegan, avoid saturated fat if you're trying to lower your cholesterol. That comes in like coconut oil. Most I think that's the worst culprit, but yeah, watch out for your oils. And secondly, yeah, coconut products like coconut based ice cream. Like I've been, when I did my last blood test, my cholesterol went up like 40 odd points, and I think it was because of the high saturated fat I got in the Ben and Jerry's that I ate like 4 nights before. The dairy free coconut based Ben and Jerry's, which is high in saturated fat. The coconut part is. So yeah, avoid saturated fat. Go vegan. If you do that for, I don't even know how long. It shouldn't take that long for your cholesterol to go down. So make this deal with your doctor. Say, hey, let's do another test in a month or two, whatever your doctor's comfy with, and try vegan and no saturated fat. Avoid coconut oil. And look in the products you're eating too. If you get processed food, make sure there's no look at the saturated fat content. Usually it'll come from coconut oil. How many years am I vegan? I said, yeah, I said this a few times. I went vegan in fall of 2010. And you know what? I'm not dead yet. Isn't that awesome? People say you got to eat all these animals in order to live. I ain't dead yet. I'm far, far from it. I'm very healthy, fit, and active. What brand of B12 spray do I use? What is that called, guys? Garden of Life. Just Google like Garden of Life B12 spray. It's a sublingual spray. I take it a few times a week, and I have super high B12 levels, as I've shown in my blood test videos. Particularly one I put out today. I re-showed the bit where my B12 is really high. That video I did about the meat-only eating doctor. Should you limit nuts? Asked Jamie. I wouldn't worry about nuts. I mean, yeah, you can't eat too many nuts. They're naturally kind of filling. Like, don't make a meal out of nuts, like, try to get like 2,000 calories from nuts or anything like that. But I like to have nuts or seeds of some kind every day. My favorite being pumpkin seeds, but I'll kind of go all over the place, whatever's in season. Walnuts from our local farmers are awesome. Sometimes I'll get some cashews at the market. So yeah, don't be afraid of nuts and seeds. But again, don't have that be the base of your meal. There's like a little snack, a little something on the side. What sport's my favorite? Surfing or basketball? Well, I mean, when you get down to it, nothing's funner than surfing, but I don't surf that much anymore. Just a lot of hassle, a lot of stuff to deal with as far as surfing goes. It takes a long time from the moment I leave the house to get back and then take a shower or bath after that. So yeah, I enjoy playing basketball a lot, but I like mixing it up. I went on a bike ride today for the first time in a month because of health and weather, and it was fun. Running's fun too. Tennis, I really loved playing tennis for a while there. I should get back on the court, but tennis is tougher. I got to have a friend, a person to play with or something like that. Much more hassle. You just don't show up and find people to play, at least not where I play at. It's not like pickup basketball. So yeah, I just like to go out and have fun. I don't even think of it as exercise when I'm doing it. I'm just out there having fun, and I'll just play till I'm ready to poop out because I'm so into it. Any cleansing? What do you mean by cleansing, Yvonne? What are you referring to, and what do you hope to get out of a cleanse? Is soy bad for you? I just made a video about a couple months ago, 3 or 4 months ago. Google happy, healthy, vegan soy. Soy dangerous. Is soy the most dangerous food in the world? And I cover that in quite detail there. So check it out. That said, it's not dangerous, but I don't really eat much soy. There's much tastier and healthier things to eat as a vegan. But yeah, I don't fear it. When I go out to restaurants, especially the Asian Chinese restaurants, lots of soy, and I don't complain. I'm more pissed off about the oil and garlic and stuff like that. Let's see. What would I make videos about if the world went vegan? Then we just make vlogs, all the cool restaurants and stuff like that. But yeah, good question, huh? Would our channel need to exist if the whole world went vegan? Good question. Let's see. Um, Hey, Mike, do some workshops. Oh, I know Australia's got bitchin' surfing. Wow, I love to go to Australia sometime. That's just a big, far, and expensive flight too. Um, let's see. I talked about garlic earlier. It just boils down to personal preference, and it's not about health. You won't die or get sick. It just I don't like to smell like garlic for 2 to 3 days after eating a heavy garlic meal, and neither does Angie. If you don't mind, it's cool. That's just it's a personal thing, which means my personal thing. Um, yeah, thanks, Byron. Restricting calories. Is that about the cleansing or something like that? Yeah, no, I never restrict calories. I mean, when I had the cold, or even maybe it was the flu last month, I don't know what the hell it was, but yeah, I wasn't eating as much, but that's just a product of being sick. Your appetite's messed up, and I'm not out running and biking and playing basketball and lifting weights, so I don't. My body doesn't need as much food to recover. So that's the way I answer that. Just yeah, I never restrict. Just when the body's healing, or I was sick, that's the only time I probably don't eat as much. um is concrete vegan? That's an odd question. Okay, it was a question on intermittent fasting. Okay, that's what I figured, Byron. Yeah. So no, I always like to ask people who are hip on intermittent fasting, like, what do you hope to gain from intermittent fasting? I mean, be honest. Be just friggin' honest. What do you hope to gain? And most people I talk to, I think it boils down to losing some weight. It could be a couple pounds, 2, 3, 5 pounds, or 50 pounds. Um, and you know, it's kind of that thing I was talking about, the Biggest Loser thing. If you are dropping weight by eating way less than what your body needs, then your body becomes more efficient at metabolizing on fewer calories, meaning it's once you eat your normal amount of calories again, you'll probably gain weight. So that's why I'm not too hip on intermittent fasting as a means of weight loss, or any kind of like calorie restriction as a means of weight loss. I lost plenty. The thing is, I've lost plenty of weight. I've lost tons of weight, and I never once sat down and said, "I'm going to cut calories today or for a week." I never did. So I just think it's not necessary, and it's just not a practical long-term strategy. I have not ballooned up at all. You guys watch my videos. I don't go up and down, up and down. I've kept the weight off. And now I'm at a point where I'm actually trying to put on a tiny, tiny bit of weight. I'm doing more weight training, so I don't have as much the slender runner's body that I had from a couple years back. I have more of a professional tennis player or basketball player's type of physique now. The smaller basketball players, not the ones that look like LeBron James. I'm talking more like Steph Curry, Kevin Durant, but shorter type of body. Anyway, okay, if fasting helps you live longer, actually that's what the party line is. But I've looked at Dr. Longo's own words. And correct me if I'm wrong, guys. He says he has no real evidence showing that if you do intermittent fasting or a fasting mimicking diet, which he prescribes, that you will have any longer life expectancy than someone who eats like I do: high carb, low fat, plant based, no animal proteins, living a healthy, fit lifestyle. I think maybe his research is more applicable to those who are living on an unhealthy diet, or one with a bunch of animal products. Yeah, the animal protein restriction alone will get you some longevity gains there. Statistically, it doesn't mean it'll happen for you necessarily, but yeah. So what I'm saying is, if you're eating like I do, maybe the whole fasting thing will help a tiny bit. Well, I'll get another like 6 months, a year out of life or something like that. I'm already getting most of the gains from animal protein restriction, and Dr. Greger's done many excellent videos on that. So that's why I'm not a big fan of intermittent fasting. Like it makes life less fun. You can't eat as much as what your body wants, and you might not really get any gains compared to how I'm already eating high carb, low fat, whole foods. So yeah, what's the deal? Um, See, I mean, is that really was that why people are doing it? So they can live a long time? Is that really the reasoning? Cool. If so, yeah, try it. If that's your number one priority as a vegan, go for it. If that, if that was my number one priority, I might give it a shot. But I'm just looking to live a long, healthy life. I don't need to live the longest life of any vegan or anything like that. So yeah, that's what I got. And this is based on Dr. Longo's own words. He doesn't have any definitive proof that his methods will extend the life of someone who's eating like myself. Um, Vegan Grez protocol, never heard of that. That's a silly question, Will. Like many smart people have smoked marijuana, like to pretty much every, past, like, like President Obama, Al Gore, Bill Clinton. I mean, they've done pretty well with their lives and have smoked weed. Thoughts on Mike the Vegan? Mike the Vegan is a bully. He's a horrible person. No, no, I'm just kidding. Mike the Vegan's awesome. Yeah, we love seeing Mike the Vegan when he comes into town. So I think he might be coming around for Veg Fest LA next month. We're supposed to be there too. I think they're just being really slow as far as getting their list of speakers and stuff out. I think we're going to be on a panel there. Um, let's see. Yeah, Mike is awesome. I was trying to find something bad to say about Mike. What did Darren Ryder say that Mike was? It was so funny. Oh yeah, he said that Mike the vegan, he didn't like him because he leaves hate speech online. And hate speech, the only hate speech was maybe a comment critical of Harley. But yeah, Mike doesn't leave hate speech. Mike's one of the nicest dudes. Why is Mike so pale? Well, first of all, he's like, some British islands ancestry, which is not as dark skinned as I am naturally. And he comes from a northern climate, Chicago, right? Not the place you think of where people look like Hawaiians, walking around in shorts all year or anything like that. So it's probably a combination of genetics and geography. And he probably doesn't get out as much as I do. I make a point to go out all the time. But if I lived in Chicago, I probably wouldn't be as outdoor oriented as I am, right? So again, geography. How many milligrams or micrograms of B12 do I take? I don't know. It's just in the spray I take. I really don't know what it is. The Garden of Life B12 spray. Get it on Amazon. Not a sponsor or affiliated or anything like that. And whatever it is, it does me fine. You saw my B12 levels, hopefully, and they are sky high, higher than like 90 to 95% of most Americans and Canadians. Let's see. Next meetup. Well, follow us on Instagram, Sean, because we're going to be at a place called Cosmic Brewery. Not this weekend, but I think next weekend. It's in Torrance. It's for Earth Day. It's a 2-day festival, Saturday and Sunday. And we will be there the first day on Saturday. We're going to have a table. We'll have our shirts and books. You don't have to buy nothing, but we bring them with us. People just like to come up and chat with us, take selfies, whatever you want to do. So Cosmic Brewery, follow us on Instagram to make sure you get all the info. And on Instagram, we're just Happy Healthy Vegan, all one word. Find us there and you'll see our updates on that. But yeah, it's our next one, the Saturday of Earth Day weekend, Cosmic Brewery in Torrance. Thanks for reminding me about that. I've kind of forgotten about that. Oh, my glasses brand. Let me see. It's called Lue Matt, Luematt. I never bothered to look. Oh no, that's probably a color. No, I don't know what that is, but that's what it says in there. And there'll be tons of vegan food at this Cosmic Brewery meetup too, Earth Day event. Some of our favorite vegan food vendors will be there. This great Mexican vegan food I've been talking about. Do I follow religion? No, not in a organized sense, but if you guys have been following our show for a while, I've been Buddhist, maybe. God, I can't remember. It started happening around the 80s, definitely by the 90s for sure. Let's see. Tell us about my Kundalini. It's Kundalini yoga as taught by Yogi Bhajan. So that's, I don't know what there is to say about it. It's just a form of yoga that came from Pakistan. Let's see. Okay, Gersum Falcom. Yeah, I've not heard of it. I've read up a bit on Dr. Longo. And again, I find no need to intermittently fast. I'm not trying to live to be the oldest man in the world or anything like that. I want to live a long, healthy life. And all the research says the way I'm eating right now is leading me towards that quest. So like I said, maybe IF will give me another year or so. Who knows? There's no research that says that. I'm just speculating there. How do I find out about vegan events such as expos and stuff? Good question, Don. Instagram, follow us on Instagram because we post people's events, even ones we don't go to. So there's one good way. I'm saying just you need to like plug into some social networking, that's one way to do it. So yeah, find like active vegans in your area. If not, find vegans like us. But you probably want stuff in your area. So yeah, you got to find the hip vegans in your area, the ones that know where all the stuff's at, because we didn't know all this stuff either, and now we've kind of found them, and we know where to who to follow. No, I cannot do the splits. Hell no, Lyran. No effing way, man. With my sore legs from all my running and basketball and now doing squats, no effing way. I can't even like forward fold like I used to in yoga. It's just it's too tight down there now. They kind of work against each other. Um, what do I think about drinking your own urine? Not. Um, woo woo. Um, Do I think veganism is progressive, conservative? It's just not eating animals. I mean, how is that political? If I make a decision to not eat dead animals, and it also helps our environmental situation, people could argue that's liberal because I know many. I'm not saying all. I know, like most of the like our president and his fellow party buddies are not too excited about the concept of protecting the environment and um, climate change. So maybe it is kind of through how the politics unfold about what happens when you're vegan and that you help protect the environment. So but the whole act of like it's nothing. It just makes common sense. You don't want to destroy the rainforest. You don't want to pollute the water. You don't want to pollute the oceans. How is that a partisan? How is that a political thing? It's just common freaking sense. If you want to live next to a garbage dump, okay, that's your choice, but people don't want that, right? So how is that political? I just don't understand. It just seems like common freaking sense. You want to give the next generation a healthy planet so that they can live their lives and their kids can. And if you think that's liberal or conservative, I don't know. I don't know how to debate that. It's common sense. It's compassionate. That's part of being vegan, is compassion, not only for animals, but for future living beings, both human and animal. So that's what I believe on. Pay it forward, pass on. Like when I go somewhere, like when I go camping, I don't leave trash and crap out. I like to leave it cleaner than, at least the same, if not cleaner than how I found it. And that's how I feel on the macro scale about the world too. So yeah, I don't think being vegan has anything to do with politics inherently. It just makes freaking sense, to not kill animals and to slow down climate change and destroying the rainforest, killing off species of animals and plants that will be extinct because of animal agriculture and what we're doing to the planet through climate change. It's just common freaking sense. That's what people say. So you have a liberal point of view or blah blah. No, I'm a rational thinker. I don't really align myself with any political party, because usually political parties have their platform, their dogma. Here's what we believe, and I've just never accepted. Oh, here's what I should believe. They give you a list. Here are all the beliefs you should have. I mean, no, I think things through rationally. I mean, that's why, the creator gave us brains where we can think through things. I don't want someone to tell me what my conclusions should be. And I think being vegan is one of the most rational decisions a person can make. And that's why I'm so passionate about it. It's just such a slam dunk. And very few things in life are just slam dunk correct. Win, 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 win across everything. And vegan is one of the few. I should run for president, but I'd only probably get the support of vegans, right? Like 3 to 5%. So even if everyone vegan turned up to vote, I'd still not be, it'd be a pretty sad result, huh? Any other vegan channels besides Mike that I'd recommend? Let's see. I was just watching those annoying vegans the other day. They did a video response to what's her name, Blair White, why she quit being vegan because she thought she was deficient and all this crap. So yeah, they did that. Foot soldiers are often very funny and entertaining too. Just a couple that came to mind right there. Um, Best meal, Ryan's asking me. Best meal to eat before intense exercise from Keep It Carb Baby. Before intense exercise, Ryan, actually, to be honest with you, none of them. None of them. Before intense exercise, you don't want any large quantity of food flopping around in your belly. Like for me, Like today, before I went on my bike ride, I had a banana. Yesterday, when I went to the gym, I went there on no food. I played basketball for maybe half an hour, ate a banana, and then I played for another hour and a half, then lifted weights. And then as soon as I got done, I had another banana. As soon as I got done lifting weights, then I drove home and had the most massive smoothie known to man. Well, like 9, 10 bananas. But yeah, for before intense exercise, yeah, even light exercise, like my bike ride today was pretty chill. And I didn't want a bunch of food flop. And so, yeah, just like a banana, because the odds are you probably have enough glycogen stores in your body to get going without, having to put another 1,000 calories in the morning before exercise. And I'm saying you should be fine. So yeah, just try that. A banana or two if you feel like you need a little more than one banana, some dates, some fruit, something like that. Just something that just digests easily. And there's nothing easier than bananas. You see athletes do that all the time. Pro tennis players will pop down a banana over the changeovers or between sets, and they're out there running around again. We are little bananas, huh? Let's see. What was that question there? Yvonne, would you see veganism has grown since we first became vegan? Oh yeah, hell yeah, hell yeah. I mean, it's grown immensely. I mean, there's more vegan restaurants now in all the cities around LA. Like Long Beach, when we first went vegan, had one vegan restaurant. Now we have like a dozen. Just for example, there. Like Natural Products Expo West, even though it's not a vegan festival, there's so many vegan companies, vegan products there. It's like their number one fastest growing product category. There's vegan burgers and so many restaurants now, even restaurants that are not vegan. And just all the vegan festivals, food events. Yeah, veganism is without doubt 100%. Yeah, way more popular, way more accepted now than ever before. What's the worst argument against veganism? God. And I don't say God's name in vain or anything there. Let's see. I don't know, guys. Pretty much all the ones you see me debunking, that's why I like to take them on. I've never seen a good argument against veganism. See, Detroit. See, I'm talking about. There are probably not that many vegan restaurants there 5, 10 years ago, and you're getting them now, right? Are we going to Coachella? Just virtually over. I don't like to go out to large festivals like that, especially in the heat. It's probably like 100 degrees there. Too old for that kind of thing. No, sounds. In fact, there's no bands playing this year that I really want to go see anyway. So, and it's a lot of money. So no. Let's see. Cows explode if you don't milk them. Yeah, that's a good one, huh? Are animals want to be eaten? Or, oh, here's the worst one, guys. Here is the worst argument of all time. And tell me if you guys agree. Okay, you ready? You guys ready for the worst argument of all time against veganism? I will tell you right now. If everyone were to go vegan, what would happen to all the animals? And they're not talking about like apes and elephants. They're talking about like cows, pigs, chickens that are raised for slaughter. And they don't know how many they are. They don't know that there's billions of them. So what would happen? They would just be all turned loose onto the planet and they would destroy us all. And it's just so how would that ever happen? Like one night, everyone got the same idea. Hey, we should all go vegan. It doesn't happen like that. It's a transition. It takes time, years, decades for supply, demand, everything to go down. It's just the stupidest argument. Like that would never happen unless aliens invaded planet Earth and all zapped us to have the same belief at the same time. That will never happen. It's just a crazy ass fantasy. So that's probably the worst one, that all the animals would have to be released on the same day across the entire planet and they would take us over. Yeah. So anyway, yeah, that's probably the worst one. Do I refrigerate my B12? I've never seen mold on mine in the fridge, but yes, I do. White Seed, thanks for the super chat tip there. Is Heartstrings going to be on the new Love Spirals album? Great timing on asking that, because if you were to have asked me that prior to like a week ago, I would say no, it didn't make the final cut. However, I said all the songs were done as far as the recording goes for our new album, but just a few nights ago, I said, I'm going to reopen Heartstrings. And that's a song that you hear at the end of our videos, the ones where you hear like spinning circles, spinning round and round. So I think I'm adding some stuff to it. I think it might make it now. So I need a little bit more time to tweak the song. I was working on it really hard a few nights ago. We had to go to the market because we hadn't gone for a long time. We're running out and they were going to close in half an hour. So I had to stop recording. I got to go back and see how that night of recording turned out. See if my ideas were good or not. I think so. Let's see. So back to bad arguments. God put animals on earth for us to eat. Plants are sentient, but animals totally aren't. Yeah, that's kind of the Joe Rogan theory there, huh? Plants are like this super hyper intelligent thing, but animals, no, they're stupid. Just go out and shoot them, and it's all good. Love Spirals. That is my band, Angie. My band with Angie. Love Spirals. We're finishing up our 5th album right now. It'll be out this year. Trust me. We're not going to delay it. It's been delayed so long. This is the longest time I've ever taken in my entire like 20 plus year. Have I been in music that long? Yeah, over 20 years. It's the longest gap I've ever had between putting out albums. So yeah, so it'll come out. Hey, 619, you made it. It's up late now in Toronto. Hey, you guys the Raptors made the playoffs this year, huh? Congrats. No LA basketball teams made the playoffs this year. First time in I forgot how long. It's pretty unheard of. Let's see. No tour Mega Vegan. Now we're a studio project. We don't have like a drummer, a bass player, a guy to play like piano, and another backup singer and guitar player. It would be super expensive, and you'd make like $200 if you're lucky on a show, and it wouldn't cover any of the expenses. So no. Ryan, what about people living at extreme high altitude? What should they eat? Like, what do you mean exactly by that? I'm not sure what you're saying. Like a base camp Mount Everest or something like that? I have no idea. I've never spent much time at like 12,000 foot elevation or anything like that. Tips on learning to play guitar, Jamie. I would say at first, if you're brand new, it might be good actually, which I did. I had some lessons in my early days. So that would be good. So you can learn how to properly get some just basic fundamental technique things down, and then see how far you want to go with that. Any instrument's kind of tough to pick up, and it helps to have someone who really knows what they're doing to help you. I mean, find a qualified guitar teacher, not someone like a friend of your friend or something like that. Someone who's like an actual professional guitar teacher and has been doing it for a while. Let's see. National Animal Rights Conference. No, Donna. Are you, and where is that at? At high altitude, you're saying they can grow potatoes and nothing else, if that. So, well, I mean, our show is not for people who don't live in the food supply system, if you have no access to markets. I mean, if you're living high elevation, like say Boulder, Colorado, they have access to food there. I wasn't sure what you're talking about. So you're talking about people living off the land. They don't have like the internet or anything like that. I have no idea what it's like to live at like 10,000 feet, no electricity, no plumbing, no internet. I cannot speak to you guys. So, and you're probably not watching me either. So yeah, that's just a whole nother way of living I have no experience with, especially high elevation. I've always lived pretty much, not too far from sea level. Vegan protein sources. Nicholas, all foods have protein, but if you need some extra, all your nuts and seeds will get you there. Legumes will get you there too. But yeah, it's nothing I worry about. What are you saying there, King Ray? Sean Baker, that guy that only eats meat, is playing up articles bashing veganism on his page. What a butt. I mean, is he just butthurt that he's eating all this meat, which he believes is some magical food? Like, he believes animals are these magic machines that transform vitaminless grains and grasses into magical meat that humans eat. Like cows are magical transformational machines. He's just butthurt that a vegan has way better health results than the guy eating his sacred meat. Guy's butthurt. So you listening, Sean? Just chill out, bro. Eat some plants, man. Take a poop. When's the last time you pooped, Sean Baker? Watch Summer Soccer World Cup. I've seen World Cup soccer before, 619, but I just don't have time to watch sports, especially soccer games are long. They're like NBA games, even like tennis tournaments. I only can watch a few key matches. I can't watch the whole thing, obviously, or even a fourth of the matches. Let's see. Do I feel guilty about eating animals in the past? Well, I never thought of it like that, Cam. I mean, what I've done in the past, I did, just what happened. That's what my parents gave me when I was young, and that's how society, you know what it's like to grow up in Western civilization or any civilization for that matter. They tell you these are the foods you shall eat. It's just how I was raised. I can't feel guilty about that too much because there's nothing I can do. I'm just glad I learned what I did and maybe regret not having learned it sooner. I talked about my cholesterol score several times. My past blood test, it's been around 155, something in that area, 160, little over 150 typically. But when I did my last blood test, I ate some dairy-free Ben and Jerry's, which is high in saturated fat, would push my cholesterol to 195. Still under 200, but not where I would like to be. So my next test, definitely not going to eat any saturated fat foods for a long time. Um, let's see. What do I think about the U.S. strike on Syria? Is there something happening right now? Is the U.S. striking Syria right now? I heard there might be one. I mean, of course. I mean, I'm against violence. I'm a freaking Buddhist, for heaven's sake. I mean, violence against animals, violence against other humans. I haven't like really fought a person since like junior high. I've gotten in tussles, especially on the basketball court, but usually on the basketball court, I'm like a peacekeeper. When I see fight, this just happened yesterday too. Two guys going at it, and I put myself in harm's way. I could get hit, but I put myself in the middle of it and just try to chill people out with some like calming vibes to try to bring the intensity level down. So yeah, I'm not into bombing people. So is there something going on right now? I haven't been we did bomb. Okay, that I guess I haven't been watching the news or anything. I've been chatting with you guys now for over an hour. Crap. So yeah, U.S. is striking Syria with France and UK. Like somehow it makes it better, a bunch of nations doing it. But yeah, I mean, and the whole thing's effed up. If they did use chemical weapons on their people, like why? That's effed up. They knew that would draw scrutiny and response, and then of course, the Western nations, from you guys are telling me, followed suit. I mean, how is this? How is there any good to be had of this? Really, people dying needlessly, more suffering. I mean, that goes against Buddhism. We don't want to cause more suffering into the world. And it goes against veganism. We don't want to cause suffering into the world, for not only for animals, and we got to remember our compassion applies to humans too. So that should kind of make you not too, pro-war if you're vegan. And it could escalate to some kind of like a global conflict too, especially with, some of the current world leaders who I shall not mention. Um, Yeah, I'm sure money's involved too. I remember in the 90s when they had the whole and in the 2000s, both, Iran invasions, or Iraq, I'm sorry, Iraq invasions, they're fighting for our freedom. Like, no, they're going there 'cause for all the freaking oil. They're like, sorry guys, my freedom wasn't being challenged in any way when like say Iraq invaded Kuwait, which is bad. I'm justifying that. I think that's horrible, but it didn't challenge my freedom or any American's freedom. It was just purely for money. Anyway, that's my personal opinion. If you disagree, fine, but that's just how my Buddhist brain filters it down. I don't know, Robin. I hope they are wrong about that. Let's see. Yeah, right. Got that right, race lover. Vegans applies to not only animals but humans. It applies to sentient beings, right? And we can't forget that humans are sentient. Yeah. Let's see. Is soy bad for the environment? I haven't done any research into that. You guys tell me. Um, no, I don't juice Mallory. I am more into way more. I mean, I'm not into. I'm we're not. I'm just totally into smoothies. I think it's a superior. It's superior to juicing in all ways. You get the whole thing. You're not throwing away all the pulp, and that's where all the fiber's at, and that's what helps regulate the absorption of the nutrients such as sugar and everything else into your body. Yeah, I don't understand why juicing is considered to be even like superior to smoothies. I think smoothies is the way to go. It's not really hard to digest smoothies. I mean, just eating a banana is super easy to digest. And case in point, like I can eat a banana and go out and play some intense basketball. I don't have to worry about the digestion. Usually, once or twice I felt it, but almost always it's a non-issue. So smoothie is even more digested already from from the grinding. So yeah, I'm a big proponent of smoothies versus um, juicing. Yeah, there you go. If we have someone from Serbia, Yugoslavia talking about how horrible living in bombings is, yeah, not not the kind of situations that people should be experiencing. John Reaper X, would I consider 3,000 calories too much for someone 98 pounds? Holy crap. Yeah, yeah. I mean, that's what I eat often. I eat like between 3 and 4,000 calories a day. But you got to remember, I'm 6 foot freaking five and 185 pounds. So if you're eating an amount of calories similar to what I'm eating, probably so. I mean, I'm not your doctor or anything like that, but it sounds like a lot. I will amend my statement to saying if you're doing an immense amount of exercise or training, then maybe so. If you're cycling 5 hours a day, swimming a couple hours, whatever, you're doing some kind of intense exercise, then your body might need those amount of calories. But barring something like that, it sounds like a little bit much for someone who weighs 98 pounds. Hey, Rotten Pelican Hoof, always with the interesting comments and questions there. No, no one deserves cancer, even if someone is spreading so much misinformation like Joe. I'm a Buddhist, I'm compassionate. I don't wish anyone to have suffering like that, and for his family. I'm sure his family is cool. You can't have a whole family of arrogant narcissists like him, right? Um, would I fight Joe Rogan in the octagon? Not sure what that is, Danny, but I would sure love to play that guy some one-on-one basketball any day of the week. I doubt he plays though. He's just busy kicking, right? Hey, Debbie Downs. What do I think of the fact that Trump can drop nukes? Yeah, that's pretty chilling and sobering. Just, oh God, I hope that doesn't happen. Let's see. Yeah, you got it right, Alvar. Let's be compassionate towards Joe Rogan's ignorance and himself. He's just sick, in a sense, like, sick, and he has some kind of someone here. Let me give you a little story here. So if I don't see your questions here for the next 30 to 60 seconds, I apologize. Someone unsubscribed to me and left this big message on that video I made this week about Joe Rogan and how, he thinks plants have feelings and are sentient. And now, she was mad at me saying I'm making fun of him for having some kind of like mental illness, and I don't believe that, but I think he has some kind of deep rooted anger towards vegans. He really does. He really has nothing to say, and when he does, it's a backhanded compliment. So yeah, I think he should get some help, maybe to figure out why he dislikes vegans so much. Why does he have so much anger and hate for veganism? So yeah, that's all I got to say about Joe and mental health. I want him to get help. Yeah, I'm a compassionate person. I want him to figure it out. And then likewise, to have an alternative mode, I want him to shut up about it and stop spreading so much misinformation to his, very widely listened to and viewed podcast. Shauna, I do kick ass on the basketball court. Let's see. Um, let's see. What else are we talking about here? Let's see. Wow, you guys are going so quick right now. Let me try to grab a question. Let's see. Wow, I'm sorry, guys. It's going so quick right now. Let me try to grab one here. I'm gonna try to grab one here. Um, is it okay to eat dairy if you own a cow and take good care of it? I mean, I've seen that question posed a ton of times. Like, say the animal lives in your backyard, and then blah blah blah. Okay, well, first of all, I mean, you're exploiting the animal in the sense that it doesn't want to. That's not why the creator put cows on earth to produce milk. They produce milk so that when they're pregnant, the pregnant cow mom can produce milk for its baby. So I would ask you, how is that cow pregnant and what happened to its babies? Did they get sold for veal? So there's are still ethical issues, even if the cows live in your backyard. Secondly, you're still getting all the saturated fat and cholesterol from milk. Just because it was the cow was in your backyard doesn't make it somehow healthy. It still has all the crap, the unhealthy crap, but it might not have all the antibiotics and hormones. I'll give you that. So why would you want to eat something that's known to cause cancer, known to cause heart disease? So it still doesn't make it a healthy food. So it's still a lose-lose. Yeah, the cow is treated a little bit better. I'll give you that, but it doesn't make it. Um, and then again, let me ask you a third question. Why do you find it necessary to drink the milk from another species? Would you drink rat milk? Would you drink possum milk? You know, wildebeest milk, like why would you want to drink a cow's milk? Think about it. I listed those three animals there, and you probably found them all disgusting. Rat's milk, well, there's no difference between drinking the milk of a wildebeest or rat than there is a cow. We just kind of been desensitized to how weird that is because we grew up as a kid seeing a bottle of milk and that's just normal, but it's just not. The humans are the only species that are silly enough to drink milk from another species, especially a species that's intended to take a tiny calf and grow it into a 2,000 pound animal. And no human wants to get that big, right? So there's many reasons, even if the cow is raised ethically, there's still three giant reasons I put you there. It's not as ethical as you think, it's not healthy, and it's not right to drink. It's just on all levels to drink rat's milk. Why is cow's milk somehow get a free pass? Yeah. Race over, you got it. Cow mother's milk is for baby cows. And you can try hemp milk. I love almond milk. There's so many better, non-cruelty oriented and healthier milks that you can drink, than raising a cow. Audrey Young. I don't even know how to pronounce that dude's name. I have no idea. I don't watch that guy. He just seems kind of a little off, and I don't like to pick on people who are kind of on the spectrum. I pick on Joe. He's a grown man. He can handle it. I don't think he's on the spectrum. He's just misinformed. Let's see. I didn't know rats could make milk. I don't know. They must give their babies something. I don't know. I assume they made some milk. Maybe I'm wrong. If the rats don't produce milk, that's not the point of my argument. Pick another strange animal, anteater, aardvark. I don't go down the list from A to Z, just pick it, all the way to zebra milk. Let's see. Am I surprised, asked 619, that people that are religious don't value veganism enough? It's strange. I made that video about that pastor who called veganism the devil's diet. I'm surprised. That's one of our most popular viewed videos as far as the long term goes. Every day, without fail, I get comments from people who profess to be Christian and some form of vegan or vegetarian, some kind of plant-based situation. And very few people comment who disagree. So it's like 10 to 1. People agree with my point there that there's nothing inherently unchristian about being vegan. Oh, thanks, Dan J. Thank you. Yeah, pretty sure all mammals make milk. I haven't studied it all or anything like that, but yeah. Let's see. Gee, I didn't know I was handsome today. I didn't do anything special than go on a bike ride. See, there we go. Bia Munoz, am I pronouncing your name right? Christian and vegan. See, there's nothing inherently at odds about the two. Unlike what that crazy Pastor Anderson in Arizona was saying. I think he's in Scottsdale, Arizona. Yeah, there's nothing inherently in conflict with it. Yeah, the Garden of Eden was vegan. Genesis 1:29, 1:30, talks about that. So for him to call it the devil's diet, he's really on a big stretch there. How long can I hold 400 watts, Dan J? I don't know. I don't have a watt meter thingy on my bike, so I have no idea how many watts I can hold in for how long. If you guys want to pitch in and buy me a power meter for my bike, I would, but power meters are what, $300-400. My bike was $1,000, so it's it's pretty big investment in proportion to what my bike costs. Let's see. Do I do yoga? Angie's our big yogi. Yes, I still practice yoga, not as often as I have in the past, but I think it's It works differently for everyone. There's all different schools of yoga. We like Kundalini yoga, and it works really well for us. Let's see. Patreon money for Ryan's power meter. Yeah, I mean, if you want to, I'm not saying I need it, but I'm just saying that's why I don't have a power meter. 300, 400 bucks. I can often find something better to invest it in than a thingamabobby that I'll use on my bike. Not that often. I think it's cool though. I mean, if I had it, I'd look. I ride with my Apple Watch, which my mom got me for Christmas. So I look at that. I look at my heart rate and stuff like that. I think it's cool. Um, how can I prove I'm vegan? Um, I don't know. How can I prove that I'm even a living human? For all you know, I'm an artificial intelligence personality created by the algorithms of Google and YouTube. So how do you know anything? Uh, let's see. What are my thoughts about a vegan religion? Like a whole new religion, like a new religion that started now. I don't think there needs to be a vegan religion. Veganism to me isn't a religion. It's kind of like Buddhism. It's a way of thinking. It's a new philosophy, a fresh way of looking at the world and seeing it for its trueness. Trueness, how we don't need to eat animals in order to live. We don't need to exploit animals for profit and push these dangerous I should say at least unhealthy products on an unknowing public. Tell them, yeah, you got to drink cow's milk. Not, there's no reason to it, like I was talking about. So yeah, it doesn't need to be a religion or anything like that. It's just information that needs to get out there. And always, the activists get out there and get their information out. The doctors, the vegan doctors get their information out there. The YouTube personalities, the influencers on social media get the information out. We just all have a way of spreading it. I think that's why it's exploded over the past few years. So many people are spreading information. Um, is Mormonism vegan enough? I have this group of Mormons that I used to play basketball with, and I know nothing about any of them being vegan. So if you have any information on that, let me know. Let's see. 619. Where do you get that? If you're Buddhist, you believe in a God still. No, where do you get that? There's no Buddha God or anything like that. Buddha was a man. He wasn't even like son of God or anything like that. He was just a man, just like you and me. He was a person, a human being who I wouldn't say discovered, but realized the importance of enlightenment. He realized the human condition, what causes us to perceive things incorrectly. All life is suffering. That's the first noble truth of Buddhism. The cause of that, it's our attachment and clinging to things. And how can we get out of that dilemma? It's having a whole new way of thinking. And that's kind of like veganism. All life is suffering. Yeah, all life is death. All animals need to be killed in order for humans to live. And you got to figure that's the wrong way of thinking and having new ways of thinking about food. So yeah, there's no God, there's no deity. Buddha is not like a spiritual being. He's just a normal human like you and me. Um, yeah, you're right, Cam. I thought you said there shouldn't be a reason to go vegan in the first place. I would agree with that because we all should just be vegan in the first place. Yeah, he was a prince, and he gave up his princely lifestyle to go seek truth. That's kind of idolize Buddha in that sense because I'm a seeker of truth. Um, I don't have opinion on circumcision, to be honest with you. I mean, I don't know. I haven't really studied too much about it. It sounds kind of cruel, and you're not asking the baby for it, but I haven't really done much research on that. Is it healthy for a child to be vegan? Yes, Native American food forests. In fact, there's a plethora of vegan YouTubers out there, like say Ellen Fisher. Just the first one that comes to mind because now she's had her third baby and they are all vegan. Their oldest one, Elvis, how old is he now? Like 6 years old, 7 years old, healthy AF. I mean, they are kicking ass. Beautiful children, healthy, and nothing sickly or weird about them. Yeah, yeah. In fact, the American Dietetics Association position is that vegan diets are appropriate for people in all stages of life, including infancy, childhood, all the way to old age. So yeah, all stages of life. There's no reason why they can't be vegan. As long as again, they're not just feeding them Oreos or just French fries. As long as they're eating, whole food plants, a wide, diversity of the bountiful plants that nature has here for us. Yeah, why not? No, Buddha, yeah, Linda, Buddha was not a god figure. I know a lot of people think that, but no, Buddha was most definitely not a god figure. He's just a man. And unlike, say, Jesus, I tell you, he's not part of God, didn't go rise to heaven or ascend or anything like that. He's just a man. And one day, in old age, he laid down next to I forgot what, if it was I know he got enlightened under a tree, and I think he found another tree and when he died and just laid down, fell asleep. You know, he just died like a normal man does. Just a dude, but a very enlightened dude. Let's see. No, you didn't offend me, 619. I enjoy correcting misinformation about not only veganism but Buddhism too. You know, because there's a lot of misconceptions like, oh, you're a vegan. Oh, where do you get your protein? Like, you know, oh, you're a Buddha. You're Buddhist. You worship Buddha. Like, no, it's not like that. Because, you know, why would most people know about this stuff? Unless you're a vegan, you probably don't know that there's protein in plants because we've been so brainwashed. When you hear the word protein, and as you're growing up, that's been associated with dead animals for some bizarre reason. Um, let's see. What else are you talking about here? I've heard of Dr. Sebi, but I really don't know much about him. I've just like watched a video one time one night. Will veganism help with GERD? It could. It could in the sense that I thought I'm not an expert on this. GERD is associated with having yeah, I'm not gonna go off on that. I might be misspeaking there. So if anyone else has, you know, I'll let you know. I'm not one to bullshit you guys when something's outside my wheelhouse. My wheelhouse is typically stuff I've experienced firsthand, and that's not a problem for me. So I'm gonna let you just know right off. I'm not gonna lie to you. If someone has a good answer, please comment in the comment section here. But yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna BS you guys. What are my thoughts on watermelon exploitation? Well, what do you mean by that? Um, let's see. Um, what else you guys talking about? In my last video, I was wearing a Star Trek vegan shirt. Where did I get it? I got it at this like little boutique shop in Venice one day, and I can't remember. It's that guy that makes those shirts that say Vegan Club. They'll have like pictures of like Brad Pitt or Prince, you know, stuff like that. Other celebrities. I saw Miley Cyrus on one of them. So yeah, it's that guy. If you can find him on Instagram, I forgot his name. If anyone can help me out here, let me know for sure. But yeah, it was just like I don't think he had too many of these. I just saw it. I go, I have to get that. You know, Star Trek. You know, Mr. Spock. You know, I gotta get it. I'm a big Mr. Spock fan. I mean, I'm not crazy. I'm not like a nerd or anything like that. I don't like, you know, have posters of Mr. Spock or anything like that. But whenever I see him on the original Star Trek, I get very happy. You know, he's like, you know, he's so logical. What are my thoughts on natives whale hunting? That's just kind of vague. Can you be more specific about that? You know, I mean, on the surface of it, just on that vague way you left that question, yeah, of course, I'm not into that. I'm not into any animals being killed, you know? Um, and I'm Native American myself too, 1/16th Cherokee. How are my omegas on blood tests? Asked Yvonne. They don't have you can't get your omega-3s tested on blood tests. Maybe there's a specialized test that you have to pay a lot of money for, but yeah, if you just go get a standard blood test, they don't have that. I had to like ask for B12 and vitamin D. That doesn't come on most blood test tubes. But I just, hey, I'm a vegan. I tell my doctor, he knows that. Can I get vitamin D and B12 tested? He knows I like getting that done. Um, let's see. Yeah, Mr. Spock was vegan. Do I like to play gambling? I mean, you guys saw I went to Las Vegas last year and did a little tiny gambling. Got a nice little jackpot on video poker and took the money and run. But I say do your research, know what you're doing because it's really easy to lose money gambling. There's a reason why casinos, you know, are you know, there and existing, taking money from people every day. Um, let's see. Yeah, I'm not a Trekkie. Trekkies are cool. Yeah, I'm not. I didn't mean to say like Trekkies are nerds or anything like that. I'm just saying. I just you know when I see Mr. Spock, I'm into Mr. Spock. Let's see. Thoughts on police using dogs to catch criminals? Yeah, I don't know. Is that really necessary? It seems like an unnecessary use of force and stuff like that. You know, I mean, they send the dog out. Can't they just like, you know, do something else like what they used to do in the past, like chase a guy down or something like that? Yeah, I haven't really thought that through too much. So I don't want to, you know, ramble and BS you guys. Do I think Dr. Baker shows symptoms of diabetes? Again, I'm not a medical doctor, so I can't give a professional opinion on that. But as a lay person, all I can say is his two tests, his glucose test indicated diabetes, and that was a well accepted chart there. Anything above, what was he was 127. This is from the American Diabetes Association. If you look at other organizations, they're pretty much all in agreement. 125 and over is diabetic. So I'm just going with what they say. And then, like I said, let's look at a second test. His hemoglobin A1C test was on the high end of pre-diabetic, just like one notch away from diabetic. So taken together, you would think he should worry a little bit, have a little bit of concern rather than like, nah, the hemoglobin A1C test sucks because blood cells live 120 days and sometimes they don't. Oh, cool. Someone just bought a book. If someone is on right now, Catherine, are you on right now? Or if you're on right now, Catherine, I just got a notification that you got a copy of Keep It Carved Baby. You got the ebook, but yeah, thank you, Catherine. And I want to mention too, guys, Angie says a lot of you guys ask about, is there oil in the book? I don't do a good job of saying no. It is no oil. There's no oil in any of the recipes. So if that's what you're looking for, whole food, plant-based, no oil, keep it carb, baby. Thanks. And thanks for linking to our Instagram there, Race Lever. Thank you. Right on, Revan. Yeah, the sacred Om Mani Padme Hum. Let's see. What did I eat today? I had a banana before my bike ride, came back and had a banana smoothie. Then after that, Angie made us a big pot of chili. So it has like vegetables in there, like squash, carrots, and a bunch of beans and stuff. And let's see. Ooh, did someone else just buy Keep It Carb right now? Vonnie, if you're watching, I just got a notification that Vonnie also got the ebook of Keep It Carb, baby. So thank you guys. Yeah, the ebook. Again, I'm not trying to be a big commercial. It's on sale, $12.99. Download a PDF instantly. So anyway, do I consume hemp? I have a little hemp pro. I have a big jar of hemp protein powder made by, I think, Nutiva that I got in a vegan cuts box for free. And I actually find it not too disagreeable to the taste. It doesn't taste like gnarly protein bars. So I've been putting that in my smoothies on days after I've done lifting at the gym. I do squats, I do deadlifts, and I started that up in mid-January. I've already gone up like, a lot. Like I think like over almost 50%, I think. I just gotta do the math on that. But anyway, it's going good. Cool, Colleen. You got the ebook yesterday. Awesome. Thank you. Thank you so much, Colleen. Thanks for that. And Z Ninja Spartan, thanks for the super chat tip there. Is that like Australian? Is that an Australian tip currency there? I'm not sure how to read all these different international currencies. Quinoa will raise. It's called quinoa. Let's see. What diet do I promote? High carb, low fat? Yeah. I mean, it's a whole food plant-based diet. So there's nothing. I mean, it's not like we avoid fat. Like check this one out here. There's toppings here. I mean, there's avocado, guacamole, which is high in fat. So we don't avoid them. But everything else, the rice, legumes are high in carbs. There's some carrots in there, so it's not like we avoid fat, but just assume you're not eating durian and avocados and nuts and seeds like as your main foods. You're going to naturally eat a high carb diet just from eating whole food plants. But I said, yeah, we're not afraid of the high fats too. I have nuts and seeds almost every day. I had my pumpkin seeds today, like I have every day. We have walnuts often. So yeah, that's what we promote there. High carb, low fat, and it's low fat in the sense we don't put oil in the recipes. Alex, yeah, we're just not into cooking with oils, to be honest with you. So I don't have an opinion of one oil being better than another. So yeah, I do occasionally, I'll admit, I've said this before, occasionally I'll use coconut oil to pop some popcorn on the stove. So it's not much, and I don't do it all that often. That's the only time in this house I can think of in the past many, many years where we've cooked with coconut oil, or any oil for that matter, when I make the rare popcorn. If I ever got really sick, would I go fully raw to cure it? Great question, Brandon. If there was any evidence that showed that going fully raw had some documented success in curing that ailment, yeah, I would consider it. But just as a like kind of shot in the dark, I probably wouldn't be thinking going fully raw if I had some kind of illness. Um, but yeah, well, hopefully I won't have to come to that bridge and see what happens then. Um, let's see. Yeah, I don't have an air popper. Yeah, I've heard about them. Yeah, I should check that out. Avocados and spaghetti. Little unorthodox, but still sounds very good. Um, what do I think about legal marijuana in California? Even though it's legal on the books, I haven't seen any of the local dispensaries accept recreational customers yet. At least here in Long Beach, maybe LA has some. I haven't seen them yet. So my opinion is cool. I'm glad people aren't going to jail for doing something that's pretty much you know, I think you have a right to do that, just like you have a right to get smashing drunk every day and come home and make life living hell for your family and destroy your liver and die an alcoholic. You should have the right to choose something else that's way less harmful for you if that's if that's your your thing. So anyway, what philosophy do I subscribe to? I mean, I majored in philosophy, so there's not like a philosophy that you subscribe to. I've just studied philosophy, which is, I studied the history of philosophy from the ancient Greeks to like very, modern philosophy, stuff that's happening right now in universities today, like philosophy of mind, um, and philosophy of language for starters there. So yeah, just not like a philosophy. I've just studied philosophy, and along the way, I've picked up spiritual ideas, or I've studied religions from like Hinduism, Buddhism, Shintoism. I've studied. I've looked at a lot of different ways of thought. Um, right to die as an alcohol. I'm just saying it's legal, right? 619. I'm not saying you should. In fact, I'm saying you shouldn't. But if people have that right to do that and not go to jail, I don't understand why. In some states in the United States, if you're caught with a joint, you could go to prison for 10 years. Yet, the guy next door drinking booze and causing hell for his family can do it fully, without any consequences. It makes no freaking sense to me. You can abuse opiates, prescribed opiates, and that's cool. Pharmaceutical opiates, and that's fine and legal. But if you have a joint, you go to jail for 10 years. That makes no freaking sense. So that's what I'm talking about. I'm not saying that you should drink yourself to death or anything like that. I bet there is a pot store in Weed, California. What a strange name, huh? Um, which philosophy do I agree with more, Aristotle or Plato? Great question. Yeah, because it's been said that all of philosophy can be like traced back to Plato or Aristotle. Um, I kind of see it as it's not an either or, and that could take a long time to get into there. I mean, there's great ideas from both of them. Oh, let's see. Med, are you watching Med? I'm getting all these orders right now for Keep It Carb Baby. Med just ordered an ebook of Keep It Carb Baby. So if you're watching Med, thank you. Thanks a lot there. Let's see. Opiates, 6119. Opiates are drugs that are derived from the opium poppy. The most common illicit one is heroin, and prescribed ones just start off with methadone, but there's all the ones like OxyContin, stuff like Rush Limbaugh was abusing. And prior to that, he thought all drug takers should be killed until he finally became a drug addict himself. Oh wow, are you being serious there, Will? Well, you've been saying a lot of weird stuff today, so I'm sorry to hear that. Um, let's see. Yeah, we grow fruit out here. Better world. Yeah, we grow tomatoes, and they're just kind of flowering right now. We have a huge, thick patch of what's that called? Chard. No, yeah, chard. Yeah, we have a bunch of that. Some spinach, some little red chili peppers. So we got a little bit of a garden going, but not too big, because once it hits a certain point, it's a lot of work. It does, it requires a bit of work to keep a big garden going. Just everything, watering, de-weeding, keeping the soil going. Um, do I believe in the paranormal? Great question. I want to see a ghost, so I'm willing and open. I've been telling people this for years. I tell it to psychics and spiritual people that have, say they have some kind of connection to that sort of thing. And so, if someone could show me a ghost, if I could witness some kind of paranormal activity, I'm down. That said, I'm a little skeptical, but seeing is believing, right? So if I can see it, other people can see stuff, right? So well, how am I different? How come I can't see something? So if I can see it, I would be totally stoked. So if you guys can point me to a place where I can see some kind of paranormal thing, I'm down. Because again, I'm a seeker of truth. I want to know what's really true in this world. So I don't want to believe something wrong my entire life. Let's see. Yeah, I've heard. Yeah, Paul. I've seen some of these stories where a child was raised vegan and all these bad things happen. And usually, it seems like they were starving the kid. They weren't feeding the kid right. It had nothing to do with veganism. You could starve a kid on crap. Like standard American diet. So, but it gets picked up in the news headlines. The sensationalism, the headline thing that sells papers and gets clicks is vegan parents kill or hospitalize vegan baby. So yeah. Um, Philosopher K, not too familiar talking about the institute. I've heard of it. I've read some stuff on it before, but I haven't been keeping up, so I would be kind of like speaking out of my butt to really talk about it right now. Do I think supermarkets and restaurants should be banned from offering animal products? I mean, um, like a law, I mean, that'll never happen. Our goal is to convince people not to have the desire, no demand for that product. So the restaurants wouldn't supply it and markets wouldn't supply it. So that's the goal. That's how we change people is through their reaching out to people. I mean, yeah, if I were president, I enacted that law, it would all hell would break loose, right? I mean, it would be pretty chaotic, you know. Let's see. Would I ever get an RFID chip? I would pretty much never want to get chipped by no. It could be done legally. I mean, again, if we passed a law that people didn't want, like that 95% of the population didn't want, it would be all chaos. It would be hell. I don't know what would happen. We'd probably have to undo it because people would be going crazy. I don't know. No, you can't only achieve change through legislation. Look, I said, look how veganism has exploded in the past 5 years. Long Beach had one vegan restaurant 10 years ago. Now we have 12. And that wasn't through legislation. It was changing people's hearts and minds. It's showing them the misinformation that they've been fed their entire lives about animals and food. So, I mean, yeah, legislation is one way to enact change, but reaching out to people, activism changes people's minds really well too. I can't say one is necessarily better than the other, but yeah, activism is working. And there's again, not activism doesn't mean going out into the streets and showing people photos of dead animals. Just being an activist like a vegan doctor or a vegan YouTuber, just getting information out there. Um, Change comes from the people for sure. Will, you're asking crazy stuff tonight, bro. Just kind of, um, do I swim for exercise? No, I just get some swimming sometimes when I go to the beach or go surfing or something like that. Sometimes I'll just leave the leash on if I have a leash on that day and just kind of swim and pull the board and tow just to get a little extra drag or something like that. Am I allergic to anything? Asked Robin. No, as far as I know, I don't have any allergies, so I have gratitude for that. Cool, Martin. Be a vegan doctor. Do that. We need more vegan people in health. Best running shoe. I can't say I've tried them all out for sure, but I like my Ultras, and the company's owner is on record saying that they don't use any animal products. I use their Instinct, even though I have a pair of their ones. I'm digging the Instincts right now. Um, is it wrong to cut mow grass? Well, ask Joe Rogan that. Since he thinks plants feel pain, I assume he has grass at his house, and I'm sure he has grass in his bong too. So, we can ask him, does grass feel pain? Favorite mango? Great question, Stefan. God, what kind is it? It's the ones that grow in California, and we only get them one time of the year. They're these big green mangoes. Gosh, the name is eluding me right now. But if you live in California and you see mangoes that are grown in California during the months of September, October, grab them and eat them. They're delicious. I think they're so good because they're fresh, they're local. They didn't get the hot water bath treatment that imported mangoes have. I'm sure if you went to the tropics, like when I was in Hawaii, it was not mango season too. But if you're in the tropics and eat some fresh local mangoes, they're probably just as good as these green California ones. Um, um, Are you talking to me, Phil Barocho? I didn't really say anything bad against weed. I was just talking about how Joe Rogan thinks that grass has feelings, plants have feelings. So when he smokes his grass, it would have some. He should be bummed because he's causing all this screaming. Um, do I believe in objective reality? In the sense like this, philosopher K. Yeah, I don't believe everything's all relative and wishy-washy and quantum and uncertain. I mean, I think it's an undeniable fact that on planet Earth, let's say that Mount Everest is the highest point on planet Earth. I think that's a true fact. It's an objective fact, and to argue against that, you're wrong. Or if maybe there's some dispute, maybe K2 might be growing taller. Let's just say there's snow near and around Mount Everest. There's all year round. That's a true objective fact. So yeah, I'm just saying, starting like that, there are things that are knowable, undisputable. But once you start getting to other things that are not as easily provable, it's tougher. Not to say they're not true facts out there to be learned, but yeah, I believe in true facts. It's not just all this big amorphous blah blah blah. Um, Yes, I like dogs and cats. I had dogs when I was a kid, Debbie, and I have cats now. But I like all animals. I kiss dogs. I kiss cats. I love animals. That's another reason why I'm vegan. I love animals so much. Um, no, we're not talking about solipsism or versus realism. I'm just talking about the fact. I'm not the fact. The point of view that there are objective facts to be known in the world. And there are true facts. Like say my name is Ryan. That's an objectively true fact. I was born in 1967. That's another true fact about the universe. I'm a vegan. Another true fact about me. Hey, Deep Rock P87. Let's see. Thanks for the super chat tip. First of all, there. You're doing the potato diet. Wow. I mean, I love potatoes, as you guys know. I've never done like an only potato diet or anything like that. So yeah, you probably know about Spud Fit, and we met him, and he's a cool dude. Um, I would say this: I don't think there's any need. Oh, let me stop 1 second. Haley, I got another Keep It Carb Baby ebook order from Haley. So if you're watching, Haley, thanks so much. I hope you guys are enjoying your books. You can download them instantly, $12.99 off our web store, happyhealthyvegan.org. Anyway, I would ask you this: why potatoes only? I mean, potatoes have a great, they're a great food. You could live off them for a year like Spudfit did. But why restrict yourself? Because you could eat bananas. Bananas are great too. They have the same kind of macronutrient ratio of fats and carbs and stuff like that, and you get a whole different set of nutrients that's missing from potatoes. And likewise, potatoes has stuff that's missing from, like, say, bananas. So I don't understand why you feel like you need to limit yourself. If you're trying to lose weight, well, bananas aren't going to make you fat. They're pretty much the same macronutrient breakdown as potatoes. So I'm saying, why necessarily limit yourself? And how about greens? No one ever got sick or overweight from eating greens. And greens, again, have different nutrients, vitamins, minerals than are in fruits or potatoes. So throw those in the mix too. Yeah, I mean, potato diet's kind of interesting, but I don't see the reason to do it. I'm not sure why that would have any extra benefits than if you were to add, say, bananas and greens. Just throw a few in there for starters. Um, I just don't believe in restricting foods, eliminating food groups, unless there's some really hardcore, serious reason to do so. I mean, people say veganism is limiting already, and I don't think it is. But well, once you do something like that, yeah, you have kind of made it really limiting. Bye, Groovy Lisa. Thanks. Green intolerant. Wow, I've never heard of that. Again, about our cats, I don't want to tell you how to feed your cats, guys. Seriously, because I've seen some cats do well vegan, and I've seen others not do well. And I've said this many times, and my purpose in starting this channel is to get you guys to go vegan. My purpose is not to make your cat get sick inadvertently and make you go to the vet and spend hundreds of dollars because the cat got sick. So yeah, do some research on it. That's all I'm gonna say about it. I don't want to tell you how to feed your cats or anything like that. That's the last thing I want to do is be responsible for you having a sick animal. Let's see. No, I've never heard of pink bananas. That sounds cool. Wow. Let's see. Can one become a vegan registered dietitian? Yeah, I have friends have studied like dietetics and getting their degrees and certifications in that. You have to sit through a bunch of crap. You have to hear teachers and nutrition experts say all this stuff you're going to disagree with. Your teacher's probably not going to be in love with you. But if you just suck it up and go, just get my certification, get my degree, and then you can go off and tell people to eat plant based. So try to suck it up, is what they tell me. Um, let's see. Um, Purple carrots. Yeah, see, you get some cool different antioxidants in those purple colors. Am I worried about the Cavendish banana going extinct? I made a video about this like a month or two ago, Stefan. So search for that on our channel. I think it's called "Is the Cavendish Banana Going Extinct?" or something like that. So Google that or search for that on YouTube. I talk a lot about that. Um, let's see. Yeah, I want to see the Game Changers. Yeah, I haven't seen like how to see it. Is it going to be in theaters? Can I watch it online somewhere? But I definitely want to see that. I think that's going to make. I like all these different ways of convincing people. If they don't care about the environment, Cowspiracy didn't do anything for them, and they don't care about their health, what the health didn't do anything for them. Yeah, Game Changers. See, like, oh, you can be a strong, buff athlete, or a fast, or a runner, or whatever. Whatever. All the I haven't seen it yet, so I think that'll attract a whole new group of people that are into athletics and fitness and that kind of thing. To say, oh, veganism is not only a decent option, it's probably the best option. Is it on? You guys tell me. Is it on Netflix now? Because it hasn't come up on my suggested stuff. I haven't looked for it yet. So if it's on Netflix, let me know. Let's see. No, I don't eat Hawaiian GMO papaya. First, I'm not a big fan of papaya. Secondly, yeah, when I saw those ones from Oahu are GMO, then it was just definitely a no-go. Let's see. What's the banana video there, Byron, that you're linking to? I can't click it right now. What's that? And thank you for the tip there, Deep Rock P87. I guess you liked my response there, the answer. Thanks so much. Bike races, chemo. I've never entered a bike race in my life. I would be. I mean, I kind of did one. It was more of a tour to Camp Pendleton. It wasn't really a race, but if I wanted to race, I could have left with the first pack of guys and tried to hang with them. But I didn't do that. I just wanted to go and see what the area in Camp Pendleton looked like. It's like it's a military base, been there for decades, and most of it's not developed. It looks like old California, just unspoiled, a lot of it. So I was just kind of taking in the scenery. That's why I paid to enter that race. It wasn't, I said a race. I just wanted to like have the ability to go cycle somewhere that it's off limits for me all the time. So that was cool. But yeah, I've never even thought about doing a bike race, to be honest with you. I like watching bike racing. I'm going to go watch stage 1 of the tour of California when they come here in Long Beach in May. But yeah, bike race would. I see they have what's those called, crit races that they do around here, and that looks just crazy. You're just like sprinting hardcore for like half an hour, and a bunch of guys all packed together. It just looks like a recipe for a shoulder fracture or something like that. So anyway, yeah, no bike races. I prefer to watch it. If it were a longer thing where it wasn't a bunch of guys clumped up in a sprint for half an hour, maybe so. Will I meet up with that vegan couple? Asked Candy Cam. I think they're going to be on a panel with us at VegFest LA next month. So I guess we'll see them then. But I said I'm not friends with them. A lot of people think that all the vegan YouTubers are buddies and know each other. I've never really chatted with them or anything. I don't know them. So I'll see them there. That's cool. I don't know even what they do anymore. I remember they used to do lots of those kind of freely style videos, those kind of attack style. I don't know if that's still their thing or not, but I really don't know much about those guys, to be honest with you. Really, So yeah, I'll meet them in LA and I'll tell you my thoughts. I really have like not much of an opinion about them. I just told you I really know very little about them. Let's see. That's what they say about fluoride. I don't know if that's true or not, but I just don't believe fluoride should be in water or toothpaste for that matter. That's why I have a water filter that gets rid of fluoride. Um, And the plants don't want fluoride when I water my plants. When I wash my clothes, they don't need fluoride. When I flush my toilet, it doesn't need fluoride. Just stupid that they put fluoride in the water system for people's teeth. It really makes me question why it's really there. Why do they go all the trouble to put fluoride in there for people's teeth when they already have fluoridated toothpaste? It makes no sense. That's why I think there's something weird about fluoride, just in the sense that it makes no sense. It makes no sense why municipalities feel this need to put fluoride in the water for people's friggin' teeth. I don't get it. I don't have any evidence, but it doesn't make rational sense to me. That's why I go on. I use my rational mind to come to conclusions. I don't read, conspiracy theories or anything like that. It just doesn't make sense. I thought all this on my own. My fan is Steve Vai. He's a very talented guitar player. Doesn't play in a style that I personally resonate with, but I have full appreciation for his skills. I was aware of him in the 80s. I saw the movie Crossroads when that came out back then. So yeah, he's really, really good guitar player. Um, yeah, I agree with you, Flatlander. How about not putting fluoride in the water and let us decide for ourselves if we want it in our toothpaste? Like, you don't need to drink it. Like I said, you don't need to wash your dishes with fluoride. Why is it in there? It makes me wonder why. I can't see any reason why they pay money for fluoride and think about how many gallons they get too. I heard it's not even like a medical grade fluoride. To be honest with you, this is what really turned me off when I was doing my research. It was supposedly like an industrial waste product kind of fluoride, not like something you get in a hospital, which is even grosser. So yeah, let's see. Um, okay, thanks, Byron. Thanks. That was the banana video. Someone was asking about if I fear about Cavendish bananas going extinct. Um, Here's the video I made. Byron just linked to it there. That's my video about the research I did into our Cavendish bananas going extinct, and if so, what can we do about it? So yeah, watch that video. Much easier than me trying to explain it here. Um, okay. Stevie Ray Vaughan. Yeah, I like Stevie's style a bit more than Stevie. Than Steve Vai. Yeah, yeah, Stevie has that soul. It goes back to his heavy influence from like the blues greats. Jimi Hendrix for that matter. He kind of channels him there too. So yes, all the King, Stevie King, Freddie King. I mean, he's just an amazing musician, amazing guitar player. In fact, I'll tell you this, guys. If you want to hear one of the best recorded guitars ever of all time, look no further than David Bowie's album Let's Dance, and check out the solo that Stevie Ray Vaughan did on the songs Let's Dance and China Girl. He played other solos too, but on those two songs, his guitar sounds amazing. Still to this day, when I put those on, I was like, God, I wish I could make my guitar sound half as good as that. It just oozes with just Anyway, yeah, Stevie's done some great stuff in my mind for sure. Anyway, when is Veg Fest LA? It's in, yeah, they're being really slow getting the info out, but it's in early May. Just Google like Veg Fest LA. They have the date, but they don't have all the speakers yet. I assume we're going to be there, but they haven't been really quick in talking with us. Last meat product I ate, I don't remember, Nikki. I don't remember like what it was. I just remember one day I said, I'm going to be fully vegan now. And I don't remember what the last meat thing I ate was right before it. I don't know. It wasn't like that. I didn't have like a ceremony. Oh, I shall go vegan right after I finish this meal of meat or anything like that. It wasn't like that. May 6th. Thanks. Thanks. Yeah, I know you. Hey, are you going to come out from Arizona for LA Veg Fest? Vegan athlete? Yeah, May 6th, Yvonne. May 6th, Woodley Park, Los Angeles. Was I vegetarian before being vegan, Alvar? Yeah, I was, but I was vegetarian a long time ago before I went vegan, like in my 20s when I was living at home, which made it really hard because I didn't control all the food. So I did it for a while and I liked it, but just the logistics of being it was the 1980s. It's not like it is now. It's so much easier to just be vegan, and not controlling my own food destiny. Cool, you're going to come out. Awesome. Well, assuming we're going to be there, as I'm 99.9% sure, come up and say hi for sure. Do I like vegan kimchi? I mean, they're all different. Different brands have different, ways of fermenting it, different ways of flavoring it. But yeah, I like kimchi for sure. what clicked in my mind to go vegan? I've said this a bunch of times. It's just the realization I had in the 80s that that I got again in the 2000s was that no animals need to die in order for me to live. And from there, I learned about the environmental aspects of it, the health aspects, the physical, athletic aspects of it. But that was the first thing, and it still resonates with me deeply that animals don't have to die for me to live. Why should animals have to die in order for stupid me to live when they don't have to die? I just eat plants, So that's it. That's why I got into vegetarianism in the long ago past and became fully vegan now. And I still love it. I think it's great that animals don't need to die in order for me to live. Why am I so awesome that, animals need to die for me? I'm just some dumb guy. Do I have a Fallout survival pack? I've got a few staples like some water and stuff, but nothing for anything intense. Um, there's that question about California. What's my opinion on living in California? Yeah, it's a nice living out here. I mean, it's a big state, and you can live in Northern California, like Weed or Eureka, and get like kind of a more Portland, Seattle kind of weather. But yeah, San Francisco is amazing. A little cooler and cloudier than here, but amazing. Really expensive though. And Southern California, all the way from like Santa Barbara to San Diego, great weather year round for the most part. Yeah, a lot of vegan stuff everywhere. Will, that is baloney. You don't miss that. Are we doing any fan meetings soon? Yes, Mia. Thanks for asking. Follow us on Instagram, Happy Healthy Vegan. That's where we're most active about getting the information out there because I think it's next weekend, Earth Day weekend. We're doing something in Torrance, California at the Cosmic Brewery. They're having an Earth Day 2-day vegan pop-up event, a little vegan festival of sorts. And we're going to be there on the first day, Saturday. Me and Angie will be there. We'll have our t-shirts and books. We'll be meeting you guys. We'll sign books. We'll take selfies with you, chat with you, hang out, the whole thing. And there's going to be a bunch of vegan food vendors there. Some of our favorite vegan I think it's just Vegana going to be there. There's going to be some vegan Mexican stuff there. So come. It's on Saturday of Earth Day weekend. So at the Cosmic Brewery. That's where it's going to be at. Cosmic Brewery in Torrance. So yeah, thanks Byron for the link there. Click that link that Byron put there. We're Happy Healthy Vegan on Instagram. Follow us. You'll see our updates for that. So yeah, just Cosmic Brewery, Torrance, Saturday, Earth Day weekend. Yeah, it's Cosmic Brewery, Deep Rock. If you're around, just Google it. And yeah, follow us on Instagram because that's where Angie posts all the little flyers and updates about it. Let's see. Have we lived together abroad at some point? No, we've just lived together in the United States. Will, you are totally losing it tonight, bro. You got to be sensitive about the weird things you ask or say because you talked about your mother passing away, and you're trying to get sympathy from people on that one. Just chill out, bro. Really. Let's see, guys. I've been on a long time. Oh my God, 2 hours. Angie's gonna kill me. Her hip hop band's already done. I gotta go. I gotta get ready. We have to have some dinner, and she wants to watch The Weeknd. That's her favorite band playing at Coachella this weekend. I think he comes on at 11 or 11:15, or was it 11:30? One of those times. I gotta touch base with her on that. So anyway, guys, thanks for joining me on this live stream. And if Byron, if you're still awake, get to bed, bro. It's like gonna be you're still there. Oh my God. So yeah, Angie didn't wander in. She often wanders in on these. So I don't know what she's doing. I got to go figure it out. I didn't want to leave her all night. So anyway, guys, get to bed, Brian. You don't want to see the sunrise. And yeah, I'm not sure when my next live stream will be. Hopefully I'll do one Wednesday at 7:15 Pacific time after I run with my running club. If I go, I didn't go last weekend because it's windy as F, man, like 20-mile-an-hour winds. It was not cool. So anyway, hopefully this Wednesday the weather will be better and I'll do my live stream then. So if you're around, you'll hopefully get the notification. If not, like this week, I'll do one sometime after that to make up. So I want to make sure I do at least one a week because I really enjoy chatting with y'all. So if you haven't watched my video from today, Dr. Sean Baker, that doctor that eats only meat, he got his blood tests done and I react to it. I comment on it and compare to my blood test to see who's doing better as a 50-year-old vegan, the 100% meat eater, or the 100% vegan dude. So check that out. So all right, guys. So thank you. Thanks for joining here and keep it carb, guys, until you see me next time. Thank you. Good night.